Is the video playing music?
On Discord, yeah. Sure is. Is it not coming through in the activity?
Try. I'm reloading. Not for me.
Oh. It's strange.
I hear it on your stream, so it's definitely working. I don't know.
Wait, but you didn't hear notifications earlier either?
That's right.
Of like people entering or leaving. So I had that the other day. Just check your sound settings and see where your sound is being output to.
Make sure you're not in
Maybe
streamer
just-
mode like me.
Make
That
sure
silences all that shit.
Discord might have it right, but your computer probably might.
It could be, yeah.
Like your voice or whatever.
Let me know if you can or cannot hear that. Once you get that finished with.
I can't now. I don't know. I'll tweak through the settings.
Range. Fair enough. Also Casey with the first, as always. Easy.
Heck yeah.
Also reminds me.
Oh Jesus! Oh God, I fixed it. Holy
This is super loud now.
yeah.
That's funny.
My God. All right, I'm good.
Get pranked, nerd.
Oh yeah, because I of course naturally stumble is to turn everything up, and then forget to turn it down.
Oh,
Sounds so
wonderful.
nice. Hello.
Yo.
Hello?
It's not a good dream, Redeem.
Is expensive, but I will go back to it for a stream.
Yo, you want to put a bet out for like anything? We can figure this out.
What do you mean? How do you mean?
I don't know. It's just you
For,
put
like,
a
any
bet up
game?
for anything. No, like an actual channel play redemption bet. That way we can all rig it and somebody will have 250k.
I mean, that'd be pretty funny.
If I knew how, I would do it.
We shall
Well,
see.
No, I wouldn't. But
So, lads, last we left off, the party had stumbled their way into opulence finally, which was filled with very polished streets, everything's much more well built. Seems like a popular place for the wealthy, far more mercantile. Seems like everyone here either has an air of they're going to try to sell you something, or they seem to be there to make an attraction of themselves, essentially. Or a bit of both, as we saw from the druidic lady that was selling art pies and was using elementals to man the ovens and do a lot of the heavy work. However, upon looking for the stuff that you were wanting to find, you ran into Galley from the Missing Piece group that was sent to Eminence a very long time ago when you got, well, roughly 2 weeks ago on your journey now in game time, I believe. who was a member of the original party that was trying to steal a cart full of magical items. But the Turtle Artificer sold you a few sending stones for everybody. So I believe they purchased... I believe there were enough purchased for... everyone? How many sending stones did y'all pick up? I do not exactly remember.
I just don't remember if we could afford it, but I know we were doing it like for all the players and I think some of the NPCs we had with us.
Yeah, I think there was... Good.
I thought it was 4.
Oh.
4 sounds about
Yeah,
right.
maybe it was by price.
Yeah, I'm like pretty sure it was 4. Like it was like I think I remember John singing enough for 2 if we split the party in half.
That's a good idea, yeah. Okay. But yeah, you guys were able to purchase sending stones off of him, as he was able to make those as an artificer himself. And then you were followed by some dark-robed figures for a while that seemed to be floating around and had most of their face covered. Void sockets for eyes. Eventually following them down an alleyway, filled with heavy incense smoke. You found your way stumbling through an illusory wall and into a darker realm with a large, just black silk tent that you found was manned by a proprietor by the name of Malde Av, a large Yuan-Ti-esque entity with red scales, spiny protrusions from the back of the head, 4 yellow eyes with horizontal slits. Real stand-up salesman. Fine satin shirt and jewelry, though. And he was very open and honest about, as far as you could tell, or as far as was gleaned from the inside of the party. He did not appear to be lying. He was very upfront about these items being mostly cursed. But some of them are, well, less interesting to him, functional and pretty mundane, but functional. And you guys were, at least a few of you, were on your way out of that shop. And I will say, Marge, you had been lagging behind a little bit, but as you kind of got lost in the alleyway amongst the incense smoke for a bit, you see a very disgruntled Art walking past you, shoulders very tense, kind of gives you a wave, just says I'm gonna head back to the cart for a little bit, make sure the goblins and ogres don't get into any trouble. If you need the rest of them, they're through that wall right there.
Well, thanks.
Tips his hat to you. You can see, like, Art's got some pretty pale skin, being a Shadarkai, an elf of the Raven Queen. But you can see, like, some of the veins in his neck are bulging, not from any sort of, like, deformity or anything, but just because he looks upset, he looks angry. And you can see a bit of more color in his face than usual, his usual pale face, as he goes to head back.
Sorry.
I guess I'll join the others then.
Mm-hmm. And he had mentioned through a wall, and you kind of just like drag your hand along the stonework, but as a druid, you are actually able to kind of glean, just like, you can see the natural stonework and the creation. You're old enough to understand the process of how it goes into becoming brickwork now. And you can actually just visually pick out the small spot on the wall where it's false, where it's illusory, and kind of just nod to the crab and it steps right through with everybody.
Well, that must be terrifying. Suddenly crab.
But walking through, you see what I just described a moment ago. There's a large black, very well, looks almost regal, like satin silk tent. Fancy fabric, we'll go with that. But
Gotcha.
upon stepping inside, you would see what was described a large red snake-like man, essentially, with an open-chested silk shirt, some jewelry hanging from his necklace and on his fingers. And he kind of like, he looks kind of, you see Equilibrium walking out as well, and kind of like just like gives you a wave and also starts to head back toward the cart, and you see he's got a small bag of scrolls that he had purchased, it seems. He goes to head back to the cart as well. And you see the man at the counter, the snake-like man, looks very bored at this point watching Equilibrium leave. He looks at you and kind of cocks an eyebrow. And what do we have here? A lovely, beautiful young woman and her steed? Kind of cocks his head.
Not exactly.
Are we all in there with him?
Anybody who hasn't chosen to left yet, yeah, I believe, you probably would have passed Trent on the way in as well. I believe Trent also left, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if I did, because I know Ragnar was talking to him.
I was gonna say, I believe, Ragnar and Winter were still inside. You see, Winter is like slinging something over his shoulder in a large black bag. An oversized black bag. It's taller than he is currently. But
So what
he's
I
trying
got
to,
is in
get the weight
a
on
bag at the moment.
Yes, it is covered by a large black bag.
Yeah.
And you see, kind of like, like I said, Ragnar is also just kind of off in the corner, just perusing. Or if there's anything else you guys would like to discuss with the man, you are more than free. But he is currently fixated on Marge.
I'll walk up to Marge, stand next to him. Well, we had a little disagreement with Art. This guy, admittedly, while not lying, is definitely selling some shady stuff.
Oh.
But you know, I wanted it, so basically, I just got an axe, but it's got eyeballs on it, so it's probably not good. But you know, we've dealt with horse, right?
Sure.
A man with a keen eye for quality, if I do say so myself. I'm sure, being his companion, you are one of the same, yes?
No, I usually like the garbage, to be honest.
Well, perhaps you can go talk with that other gentleman in the antebellum getup, then.
All right. Well, maybe he's less pompous, but nonetheless, I'll check him out. Thanks for the recommendation.
Of course, you'll find him back wherever you came from, the direction you came from. He just left. He seemed a bit upset. You gather he's talking about Art being not too content about being here, yeah. But if there's anything that you would like, or would like procured, I am very skilled at the art of plucking bits and bobs from hard-to-reach places. Why, your friend here, your regal friend over in the corner there, has requested a very specific playing card deck of sorts. Or some sort of card deck. Could be playing, could be tarot. I'm not certain, but I am fascinated to find out. I have only heard stories and legend. And it will be done. In due time.
I did request a deck of many things.
Well, I suppose if you find a book on, magical creatures, I wouldn't mind having a good looky-see, because I got some questions of my own. But in all reality, I don't think I need any help from you. I make sure that I emphasize, like, I hesitate, and then I say from you.
A sassy young woman. I do so enjoy it. But what if I told you? And you notice he reaches a hand up slowly and very lazily. You see one of his large obsidian claws starts to carve a fiery rune into the air again. You watch a very small portal open up and he reaches his hand through, pulls out a purple book bound in leather straps. What if I told you that there were a good bit of information on the creatures of this Ursus, or whatever plane we are on right now, right here in my hand? Would you be interested? Or are you looking for creatures from other planes? I'm sure I could find documentation. It's a bit harder for places like the Feywild, as they like to scroll in trees and write in water froth, but I'm sure
See,
we
I
could
feel
find
as though
something.
this is less just a creature thing and more of a weave thing. If you...
We
So sort of. I don't really think that... I mean, this seems like... I know there are creatures with some innate spellcasting ability. I've never met a crab with one, I'll be honest. Not until, recently.
I normally don't give information for free, but I can tell you it does not have the smell of the infernal on it, at the very least.
I suppose that's better than nothing.
Yes, consider that a freebie. If you are interested in your crab companion there, though, it is different, isn't it? You see, he actually,
He's a bit cool.
from the,
Does he have shoulders? Yeah, I would know, I mean.
You see one of his eyes look at you and just gets a smile, and then he looks back. He lifts his left hand from behind the counter, and where he was carving runes with his large black claws before, you see his hand begin to glow this, like, it goes from a dim black energy around it to a very soft green glow around it. He kind of, like, does a small wave after drawing a small inscription. And you see, the rune that was on the top of the crab shell around the area you normally sit, like, roughly right in front of where you very sit, akin to where its forehead would be. The large rune that showed up after the owlbear encounter before, begins to glow just a little bit. And you see other areas on the crab begin to expose themselves and glow in the same faint light, but not showing any extra runes. It does seem that a very powerful magic has been placed on your friend here. These do not seem like boons as much as seals, perhaps. It's quite fascinating. Would you leave it with me?
What, the crab?
The
No.
whole crab?
Oh, yes, the whole crab. I can't study a creature if I'm not in its presence.
Well, you're more than welcome to follow the crab. Clearly,
Oh, I will
the
be
crab is
keeping-
more important things to do.
I will be
Just come
keeping,
with us.
I will
We
be
get
keeping
the
an eye on your
antics.
troop as it is. I am not putting myself in harm's way.
Well, I mean, if you're just, if you're keeping an eye on us, you just stop on by and take a look at the crab. No need to be all weird and ominous, friend. All I'm
Yep.
saying is the crab's weird. I'm trying to learn some stuff. Don't be so strange about it.
I would also love to learn things about the crab, and I will be keeping eyes on and potentially paying visits in the future to your party as well, but given the size of the weapon your friend is lugging around, I would wager you are probably not the most safe group to tag around with. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Well, I mean, for us or our enemies, I mean.
Honestly, it's pretty safe around here. I know what you mean. The crab is like, kind of just look at the crab, like give him a little pat. How many fights is it now, buddy? All I'm saying is he's got a winning record.
You see the crab begins drawing tallies in the, like, very fancy carpet of the establishment. It's like, no, don't!
The very fit.
Fine.
Oh, I could fix that. I have mending. Well, the crab has mending, technically.
Don't worry about it. You know what? Yes, go ahead. I'll save my lackeys the work. And you actually do notice, like, at the word lackeys, you actually kind of, like, turn your head just a little bit, and you see, some of the dark robe figures that I had mentioned have, like, one of them kind of just, like, floats back behind a, bookshelf where it had been watching you from. You can just get a glimpse of its, like, pale bluish gray, like, gaunt arm and claws at the end from behind the robe. Their servants, no more no less. Pay them no mind.
Well, I mean, okay. I just kind of mouth I'm sorry over to him.
It pokes from behind the bookshelf again, gives you a little nod, and then pokes back. But he does seem genuinely fascinated. He actually flips his tongue out a few times like snakes do and just kind of leans in over the counter a little bit. Tell you what, I'm going to be keeping an eye on your party anyway. I like to keep tabs on my assets out in the field. And he points at the large bag that Winter's carrying. Besides, going to have to visit to make a delivery to Mr. Lazarus Ragnar here as well at some point. So, if I can glean anything from watching your little band, I would be happy to share that information with you. For a price, of course. I will see what I can find about crab studies.
All right. I guess don't tire yourself out.
It's a surprisingly level conversation.
Here I was expecting fucking pestilence and death, you know, the usual.
I thought it was two powerful forces coming together. Like, clash. Where Eileen?
Eileen!
Ragnar. We quite literally need you for this area.
They're probably fine. Oh then. So any other wares I could interest you in? And I guess I didn't really...
There we go.
There you are.
So-
I guess I didn't really describe the interior of the shop to you, but there are all manner of bookshelves. There are some covered cages and some that aren't covered. But given your nature, actually, yeah, no, I think the party figured it out last time as well. Vader used Chuck. That's a great name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
That's my boy.
That's pretty good. But
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I guess let me know. Am I staticky at all?
no, you're fine.
You sound good.
No, I feel okay. Good.
Mhm.
Sweet.
But the inside of this tent is larger than it appears on the outside, and you actually do see stairs leading up to a second floor. But it is and now you're fucked. I cannot understand you at all, and you're fuzzy. But the interior is essentially a large... It's lined with bookshelves. It's somewhat of a menagerie. Like, you see tanks and cages holding certain... Like, all different manner of creatures. Magical and non-magical. Scrolls. You see, like, weapons with black horn hilts, like, lining the walls. Everything just has a slight smell of sulfur, though, on the inside. That is somewhat covered up by the incense. Also, yeah, thank you for giving us up to the boy. Appreciate it. But, it is the general situation you're in. If there are no more wares that you wish to procure, or that you would like seeked out, then... Very well, then...
Okay,
Please
I'm back.
vacate from my shop so I can make more business. Shoo. Welcome back.
All right. It was a pleasure doing business with you. For now, we'll see. But I'll see you around.
Kind of wrings his hands. Oh, likewise. We will see you around.
Winter just walks out all giddy. Get a new toy.
Ragnar and Marge, are you also making your way out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okie dokie. So with that, everybody is making their way back to the cart, I presume.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
And getting there, you see you hear Equilibrium in the back of the cart. No, please don't eat that. That is one of your brothers. Like, he's trying to keep the goblins in check in the back, and you see Art's actually talking to New up front, and kind of waves you guys down.
We've been doing our best to keep the peace out here, but the goblins do tend to get a bit rowdy. We've only lost a couple in the city, but I'm sure they'll find their way back. Perhaps.
I pogged. I was gonna tell you if I just wanted to use that. I wanted to just do a wisdom roll to remember the runes and write all the runes down that was on the crab.
With a natural 20, even with the one is very clear. Like the one that was shown by the to you by the owlbear before, after, so to speak, doing a good deed for nature.
Yeah.
The others appeared to be toward the... Is anterior the right word? Like toward the rear of the shell? Or like the rear top of the shell? There were 2 back there that you are able to scribble down the general runes from. And you get that it is, with a natural 20, I will just give it to you. It is akin to, what is it called? Is it just Druidic? I know Druids have a special language of their own that they use amongst each other. Yeah. I almost said Druid can't, but that's Thieves can't. That's for rogues.
You can make up whatever you want.
That's right. It's my game. We can have blackjack and hookers on the crab if we want them.
Let's go.
But we've got yeah, it is very akin to modern Druidic that you've seen. And you've seen it change a little bit over your lifetime in the last 150 years that you've been alive. But this looks to be... It's almost unrecognizable from... But you can tell that it is probably what Druidic derived from. These are ancient. So whatever placed these seals here was under the possession of very powerful, very old magic. There appear to be 3 in total, 1 that you can see. And you actually notice from the first one, like when you go to like trace your hand over the cold, clammy shell of the crab over the top, the main one that you were shown before does begin to glow just a little bit at your touch. So you're able to see that one easily.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as I got them wrote down, like sketched out.
Absolutely perfectly.
I'll find somebody who knows what this is. Alright, but that's all I need. All I personally needed, so I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good to go back to this cart. I don't know where we're going from here, though.
I remember nothing.
And
Blank slate.
the more fancily dressed dwarven man from the back of the cart, Professor Illiard, does pipe up a little bit. Well, I believe you said you were going to drag me to Eminence to be executed, and he does little air quotes with his fingers. So if we're going there, we would want to move to the northeast side of the city, I believe. Mr. Ragnar, you should know the way to your home, yes?
Yes. Shall lead.
He just kind of nods, and I'll leave it in your care then. I'm going to take a nap for a bit. And looking out, like since you've got out of there, it is close to sunset now. You are approaching like dusk as time is. And Ragnar, you are aware that going toward the northwest side of town, there are many inns and places to rest in Opulence, as it is, people come here to make money. Why would you not want to set up rest stops here? The main inn that you would find in the northeast side of town would be the closest to Eminence as well, would be Raya's Regal Rest. And it is about a couple miles off from the southern Eminence Gate.
Okay. Yeah. I would relay that like in. Sorry, I'm hearing myself.
Oh shit.
I'd relay that info and like kind of head that way, I guess. Oh god, we're crackling again.
No shit.
It's fine, I'm here.
You are here. I'm glad you're here. But yeah. Is there anything else the party would like to search for while you were here? Because, Margino, you weren't here. Yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna say, the party has essentially gleaned mostly that things aren't necessarily made here as much as they are imported. So, putting in a work order here, not what you're looking for. Trying to buy something that's already been work ordered, that's where you're going here. And it is probably going to be a lot more expensive. But you can probably find it.
Yeah, I just need a horn. Like, a literal physical horn that I can blow. Like, purchase from any merchant. So I guess I'll just say it to Ragnar if you'd like. That makes more sense. Hey Ragnar, if I can get a horn, like an actual horn that can blow, I can carve
Like a
runes
war
into
horn?
it. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
it would be cool, but also I can actually, use some power on it. It'll help us.
Yeah. I'll see what we can do when we get to Eminence. Or if they
Yeah.
have a horn here. Fuck.
And for Bear, actually, so I've noticed a lot of D&D stuff, but I don't think we necessarily do it here, which I'm very thankful for. But it says, like, for Horn of Winter,
Mhm.
it takes 4 hours, which is, I mean, that's with most stuff, so if like short rest or something, or long rest, and it costs 100 gold. But that's like, it says it represents the rare materials required for construction of the horn, so...
Right. It doesn't necessarily have to be gold pieces. It could just be, essentially like an offering that you would. If you could-
bunch of incense worth of 100 gold.
I was gonna say,
Offer
if you can justify to me, I want to use these valuables as essentially an offering to enhance this horn, then I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Henry, you gotta go.
Oh
I'm
god.
just kidding. Never.
Not Henry.
Bold of you to assume he's only worth 100 gold.
That's true. All right.
Oh shit, we'll use them in bits then. That's fine. I
Just
don't want to waste any.
give up a tusk.
So it'd still be, maybe I'll just say like, I just get the horn and then later I figure it out.
I was gonna
Kind
say,
of like how I did the thing with my ferret. I literally used something else for it.
you've noticed that it does seem like the streets here have eyes and ears. Everybody seems to have criers and people working for their shop out all over the place. You get the feeling that even just like walking around and like asking someone, they could probably point you to a general store here that would have something akin to that, considering people like nobles would see it as a commodity to have something like a fancy war horn to drink out of as opposed to a regular mug. They want to be, different and
Extra.
extra quirky, if you will. Yes, a little quirky after dark. But
Well, then, yeah.
I'll leave it. I was gonna say I'll leave it to you then. If you would like to swing by a general store and see if you could pick one up, that would be a thing. Or if you would like to wait till Eminence, if Lazarus has spare, I'm sure there would be some at Ragnar Manor. That's
Yeah, I'll
up
wait
to
till
you.
later. I think because I had two thoughts in my head of like just for what the character do of like get a horn, maybe in a long rest I figure out how to like infuse my magical essence into that with something else,
Mhm.
or I get like a fancy horn from somebody, or like get their help to just do it on the spot. But yeah, so either way, yeah, I'll wait till later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I just once we get to Eminence, we can figure it
I
out.
guess in Eminence I could probably get some gems though. What about metal? 'Cause I have metal. I'm assuming that hunk of metal's still fine. Some of it.
Yeah, that's like. I assume you've just been stowing it in the cart.
Yeah, it's just keeping bits of it. I mean, I kept a good bit of it. I mean,
Mhm.
because I'm still making bots out of it. I just need more like gemstones, more. I don't know, more of the components.
Right, because they do use gemstones as like power sources essentially, or like
Yeah, I assume
batteries.
because otherwise I don't know what else you have to say.
yeah, no, if you're looking for gemstones, there are certainly jewelry merchants around.
What about an opulence?
And opulence, yeah.
Probably everything.
Opulence is like the mercantile capital of Voldaris. You are surrounded by
Sorry,
markets.
Not opulence. I meant where the fuck Ragnar?
Eminence?
Eminence. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
if they have gem like jewelers there,
I mean, we have Ragnar, so
then I can just wait till I go there. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend money no opulence if I don't have to. Damn rich ass place.
I got a free axe.
I will
Totally
say that
free.
is it's kind of in the same vein then. You could certainly find them around here, but if you would like to wait until you get to Eminence, you're more than welcome to ask around the nobility there or House Ragnar itself.
All right. Well, I'll do that. I'll wait then.
Fair enough. You do get the feeling that waiting is probably going to save your purse a little bit, your coin purse a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I kind of assumed.
Because everything here is very much you are going to get charged out the nose for it.
All right, tally ho.
hmm
Go.
And making your way through the streets, you do start to see, like, while some people are closing down their carts for the night and kind of, like, pulling down the signs and stuff like that, flipping their signs, everybody's kind of hitting closing time and clocking out. You see some shops actually, there's one shop where you just see, like, a high elven man starting to, like, drift off to sleep. You see, a drow walk up behind him and kind of, like, shake his shoulder. And, he looks happy to see him and kind of, like, shakes his hand. You see him kind of, like, swap, and, like, some of the more nocturnal races or races with night vision or dark vision come out to, like, take their shift, essentially. Seems like no matter where you go here, this place isn't going to sleep much if there's money to be made. But some of the shops are a little more humble and do still shut down properly. On your way through the streets, though, I would like everybody to give me a perception check, if you would.
With my special eyes, I will. Oh, God.
Oh, whoops. There you go. They get it.
That's how you ask, am I rolling 1d20 plus 5?
Is this what I am rolling?
Is this your card?
There's mine.
22.
There's the crab.
Real quick.
Yeah. 14.
Alright. So we have got Winter with the 22, Marge with the 14. I assume it's Marge then, Crab?
Yeah, mine's the crab.
Gotcha. 14 and 15, respectively. We got Warrior King Trent with the 14. We got Ragnar with the big 6.
The -2.
Ragnar, you're more focused on, I would say, probably Ragnar and Marge. Ragnar, Marge, Trent are all more focused on, like, kind of... Well, you do see more nocturnal races coming out, and, like, some Owlin coming out to, run the stalls and stuff like that. You also notice a couple of people, like, in a couple of the alleyways. It's not necessarily that you can't see what's going on in front of you or hear what's going on in the street. It's just that you're focused elsewhere on some of the alleyways, and Ragnar, you would know in particular, some shady business can go down after dark in Opulence, considering the amount of money that moves through this place.
Yeah.
And you do see some figures gathering, kind of like a couple of, for lack of a better term, thugs in the alleyways, just kind of looking around and kind of just like stink-eyeing you as you walk by and pass by the alleys. So you guys are more focused on a respectful security detail than watching your coin purses, than watching about for what's in front of you. You see, and looking in the back of the cart, you do see, for those who would be in the cart, Livia is kind of just like scrolling down some stuff in the back. Henry's kind of asleep across her lap. And you see a bunch, or he's trying to sleep, but the goblins won't leave him alone. He's just kind of like kicking him off whenever they get too close. The ogres are also kind of just like leaning down to you, Ragnar.
I know we're not necessarily bodyguards here, but if you would like, we can try to keep an eye out for the riffraff, since we already have enough attention on us from this large metal cart we're dragging around.
I would appreciate that. That would very much lighten our political load.
Yes, of course. I don't know anything about the political, but I would love to help, so I will do that.
I
You see,
appreciate it
actually-
greatly from one leader to another, and I hand out, like, I leave my fist out.
Oh.
Give me a strength saving throw.
Oh god. Okay, yeah.
Or constitution, whichever you like.
I'm glad we didn't kill these off. I mean, I would have liked that too.
pick? You said strength saving.
Strength or con. Pick your poison. I will say in your current state, do it with advantage. And take guidance.
Next to the door.
Let's do it. Yeah, +7. Okay, so +7.
I need to change the music.
We still have Blessed Brew, right? That one dude.
You sure do.
7. Or plus. How does that work? How does guidance work on that?
Add a d4.
And a d4. Cool.
City of Thieves, he changes it to.
I looked up nighttime, and that was the best one I could find. So 15? Okay.
15.
He has advantage, right?
You do have advantage.
Oh, I do get advantage. Yeah, 1 sec.
You'd only add a d4 to the roll, like the roll.
Yeah, so it's going to be a +1 to either.
Yeah.
So just another d20 +7. There you go. So 17?
17. 17. Yeah.
Yeah. It almost knocks you off your feet, but he eventually catches, like, the gist of what you're going for. Puts out his fist that's roughly the size of your torso and hits into yours. And you feel your muscles swell, and you actually do lose a few drops of blood from the tears in your arm right now. But they seem to, like, rapidly mend back up. Not enough to do any damage, of course, but it was a bit uncomfortable.
We'll do our best to get... What? I can even keep more eyes on the watch. You know what they say, 3 heads are better than one.
He reaches back in the cart and grabs 2 goblins out, like grabs the scruff of their shirts with like plucking between his fingers, just throws them on his shoulder.
Keep an eye out for trouble. Scream if you see anything coming toward the party. Anything not good.
You see they kind of just like, they look scared at first, and they kind of look at each other and just like nod. Like just, yes sir. But going back to the crab in winter, actually. Marge, you're kind of keeping an eye out for, you know, shady business going down around these areas because you've seen your share of seedy types around parts like this. Like when you've gone through, even going through Carver's Mark along the coast, like it has its share of people that try to steal the raw resources out there. But you notice the crab kind of hesitate for a second, and eventually, like, just walking alongside of the cart, come to a stop, and like starts to look over in a direction, like it's looking for something, but it can't quite pinpoint it. And you and Winter notice this. Winter kind of like, your ears just pick up what sounds like an argument going on in the distance. And it sounds like what essentially sounds like a fight is about to break out. You hear like, "We will not hand it over. You're not having it. There is no negotiation. There is no price that you could pay to change our minds." And you
I
hear
make sure that Winter sees or hears what's going on.
Yeah, because usually I'll walk. I've been walking alongside the cart anyway.
Mhm.
Okay.
So geographically, we're not like in Eminence, Opulence. What's the difference?
You are
Eminence is.
Yeah, Eminence is more northeast on the map. It's its own.
Okay,
Eminence
so we're
is
just straight
essentially
not there.
Yeah, you're not to Eminence yet. You're moving through Opulence to get there. Eminence is more where regal houses and politics take place, as opposed to where Opulence is more for a large trade hub.
Well, in that case, I won't just walk to it. I'm feeling safe. I'll just look at Marge, like nod, like you hear that? Should we go check it out?
Yeah, probably. I make sure I'm atop the crab, and me and the crab. Actually, the crab. Hold on, the crab can stealth. Stealth at a
Winter will just
+4.
assume anybody that cares enough will see the crab just walking away. So I'm not gonna like alert everyone.
Hey, I'm gonna hide upon the crab's back in such a way where it's using its mass to be the one to do all the work, and I'm going to we're gonna hide. We're gonna creep up, and we're gonna see if we can get close to this argument.
Stealth.
Oh boy. Well,
All right.
if I see you stealthing, I'm gonna try it.
I mean, you can if you want. If you want to just stand back, I'll holler. There's no way that we'll get away. We'll be alright.
If you motion me back, then I'll stay back.
You see,
Otherwise, I'm gonna try to stealth up with you, but yeah, I'll wait.
and like in the back of the cart, Equilibrium and Livy are kind of like chatting and talking to each other. You see Equilibrium poring over some of the scrolls he got and like pulling out his book and looks like he's starting to scribe some of those down, or attempting to. And
My axe is in the cart, by the way, so that way my hands are free.
Gotcha.
I can't use it yet.
Mm-hmm. You see, Art just does pipe up. You all want me to keep going, or are you comfortable with handling this? I can park the cart here, or I can try to go ahead and find us a place to sleep.
You may want to find us a place, I guess.
All right, well, I won't leave you. I'll come back and get you if I do find one, all right? I just want to get these guys out of the road and out of the thoroughfare before things get too dicey.
That makes sense.
All right, well, come on then, everybody. And you see kind of like hits a button on the cart, and like him and New kind of and a couple of the ogres like kind of usher the cart and like basically make a triangle formation bodyguarding it as they move off toward the north side of town. But March, you were stealthing up, and you hear the argument slowly getting louder from one side. One side appears to be pretty composed, and the other side appears to be getting louder and more frustrated and tired with the whole situation. You hear, come now. You're not even using it. Probably don't even know how to use it properly. And my master would be more than happy to take it off of your hands for a very generous sum. If you do not like money, we can offer you many more favors as well. Trust us. And upon getting close enough, with a 21, you are able to get close enough to get in visual range of this. You notice, it's just outside of one of the alleyways. It looks like, these... You've seen Dragonborn before. Go ahead and give me a nature check, actually.
Okay. Is that wisdom based?
Nature, I believe, is intelligence-based, but in terms of, like, druidic nature, I would argue wisdom. I would let you use your wisdom modifier for that. I always thought that one was either or, kind of like medicine, depending on how you're using it.
Sense.
Actually,
Actually, it's in. No.
no. Those are the highest. 8 or 11's the highest.
You're kind of scratching your chin, not really able to make out what these people are. They do appear to be humanoid, kind of like Dragonborn, but they have more draconic features. The horns are longer and curl down the sides of their head. They do have large, very slender, very gaunt wings protruding off of their back. They don't look monstrous necessarily, but they do look far more dragon than man. And a couple of them have
More dragon than man.
potentially a dragon
More
man.
dragon than a drag man. More dragon than...
Beautiful.
All right, so
Rob
I'm
Zombie's
assuming
canon in this universe.
All right, is there a path in which this person who is being hassled could be blocked off with a plant growth? Because I'd like to just kind of like cut them off. You know what I mean? And try to get this person a line out.
Currently, it's more they're up with their, like, they're not necessarily being pinned or pressured as much as they are, like, it looks like they were moving off of the side of the building, like where they had a small stall set up, and you see two of them actually have sacks on their backs that it looks like they packed up for the night, and one of them, a black one of these creatures, appears to be speaking for them. And actually, as you're like watching this, you're kind of like scratching your chin, and you go to duck back onto the crab, and your hand drags across the rune on its back. And with the crab's nature check, you hear in your head the term Abishai. And it like kind of turns its eye stalks back to look at you, and then look at them. And you gather that these are draconic entities called Abishai. And that you can gather, I would say, just from the successful check, they tend to frequent areas around, while you stuck to the coast over toward the west of here, you have heard, and you could even see from there, a large mountaintop monastery toward the back of Ampion. It's called Dragon's Envy, where you know that they have a monastic order, a monk temple, essentially. And it seems that these are some Abishai merchants that have come down from there to do business and are currently being hassled. And getting closer, you do actually see the people hassling them have something slightly familiar. These light gray robes with a red hand that has an eye in the middle of it. The same robes that you saw from the band of merchants that was leaving Shatterhold a while ago, that was asking about the special shards that they were looking for.
Oh, I would remember.
How many merchants are there?
There appear to be 3 of the Abishai merchants. A black, a blue, and a red. And there appear to be 3 people in robes talking to them. One being significantly larger in stature than the others. And the robe is slightly misshapen from a normal humanoid form. Not quite able to get a good look at it from where you're at, but you are close enough to hear the conversation and see that none of them appear to be brandishing weapons. They appear to be
This is me as player saying
and
this.
pressuring.
So I remember back when we found those people in, was it Shatterhold? Yeah. I remember I recognized them from the amulet. And remember that they were like, they were evil. And I think all I told the party was like, yeah, I vaguely know that symbol. Don't fuck with them. We just kind of moved on. I don't know if Marge remember that. I don't even know if in the moment I should be saying this as a player, but I just know.
Well, regardless, I'm gonna fuck with them.
Well, so you can pick a side. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
Well, you fuck around and find out around these parts, alright?
No, I love that.
I wanna see, because let's see, it is a range within 120 feet. Are they within that range?
Yes, I would say you are about 60, 70 feet back right now. And Winter, you're probably a little further, trailing behind Marge, so as not to, you're not as sneaky
I'm more
of a
keeping an
boy.
eye on Marge. So
Yeah.
If they do anything, I run up.
You can see Marge, but you can hear what's going on. You can see Marge. You can't see the situation yourself currently.
Yeah.
And what is the rest of the party doing while this is going on?
I am kind of just keeping pace with just making sure we're moving, I guess. Just pushing the party along, either keeping the rear or keeping the front.
I know Winter stepped ahead a little bit, so you'd probably be a little behind him.
I'm thinking about doing some Misty Step Freedom of the Waves nonsense.
Jesus. Mrs. Seshi is here to throw hands.
Well, I mean, I don't want them to be hassled, and it doesn't clearly seem like they're going to get out of this without some help. And honestly, who better to help than a crab and a lady?
Wait, isn't the crab gone?
No, me and the crab.
No, we said no to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck that. That dude ain't taking my crab. He eat me.
We'd rather give Marge than the crab.
Yeah, I'll go. You can study this ass.
Let's go. What is?
Do I throw some hands just to ask?
I mean, there's no, yeah, it's an argument, but it's not like they're fucking killing each other or anything like that. So, I don't see why we, would, cast a whole lot at them. I guess we, walk by and hope that it doesn't escalate, and if it escalates, then, we intervene.
All right, I guess I'll vibe and see if it gets worse.
Winter can't see him, so he's just watching you. Oh.
And like Trent, as you come up, you hear or I guess if you're talking to Marge, you'd be a little bit closer as well. So
Yeah, I'm mostly just I'm mostly asking now, but it's all right. I'm just vibing.
just Trent, Marge, and Crab at this point, you would be able to hear chains rattling as the conversation's going on very faintly. And at one point, you would see the larger figure kind of like open his hands and like, as you would do if you were like offering something. But the hands appear to be empty, but you do get a look at his hands. They appear to be large, gray, and gnarled to an extent, with these white ivory claws extending off of them, about 2 to 3 inches apiece. Some of them broken, some of them chipped in places. The hands look scarred and bruised, and you notice that he's wearing shackles, manacles on his hands. He doesn't appear to be reaching in a threatening way, just as though he's like making mannerisms as he's speaking, before placing them back beneath his robe. Or back, like, at his sides. At his front, I guess, as best he can. You see, at one point, the Black Abishai says, "Oh, absolutely not. We're staying in town, and if you would like to harass us again, we will call the guard. We will call the Dragon Shadow the second we get the chance. No, they are always watching here." And you hear the large figure speak up. "Oh, I'm well aware. There are 4 of them. 5 if you count the one on the roof around us right now." You see the Abishai kind of, like, widens his eyes for a second. Tries to, like, hustle by him. And
Wait,
at
can I
that
ask-
point, he starts heading your direction.
I just want to ask real quick. Abishai, is that the side that had the clothes of the people we recognize from Shadowhold, or is that the other? Like,
No, the
Okay,
Abishai
makes sense.
appeared to be the merchants.
okay. Take.
And one of them is starting to head toward you, and the one that appears to be slightly uncomfortable now at being told how many guards were around him that he was unaware of, looks a bit panicked and starts marching by you. You see the other ones kind of look at each other and bow to the large man and start walking back towards him. They don't appear to be interested in you at all, as much as they are just walking away. Are you letting them pass? Would you like to talk to them? What would you like to do?
Oh, all right. I was waiting to see if Marge
I
answers
guess
because you're closer.
yeah, I guess I just let him go.
Well, I mean, Winter's going to confront one. He's going to walk up to him. And specifically, they have the same markings on, like Winter would recognize them from the other ones that you recognize.
Are you going up to the people in robes, or are you going up to the merchants that are passing by you?
The merchants.
No, the merchants do not have the robes on. The other 3 people appear to have the robes on. The
Oh,
merchants are
that
just
was...
trying to get away from the people in robes right
Oh,
now. They
Nope,
seem
I confused that then,
flustered.
and I let them walk by.
Okay.
My bad.
They kind of like... If a black dragon with dark scales could look pale in the face, this man looks somewhat terrified as he's walking by right now. He kind of walks by you, goes about another 20 feet, and then heads the direction that Art took the cart, a little further north into the city. You see the other 2 with a lot of the bags and a lot less fancy clothes kind of trundle along behind him, making their way through. Just kind of like nod at you guys as they pass through to like give them a little bit of space since they're carrying so much. And you do see the 3 people in robes, actually at this point, if they would be turning to like watch them leave and looking in your direction. I would like Trent and Marge, what are your stealth scores? Like, just passive. Like, what's your stealth ability score?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's a +4.
Yeah, mine gets a +4 to it.
Damn.
See how good their eyes are, then. Advanced roller. God, I almost forgot how to use the dice roller.
Oh, hey, Olive. That's a little kitty. They've got balls on their head.
I'm gonna use
Okay,
the restroom real quick.
Winter
I'll
was
be
going
right
to
back.
talk to him anyway.
Okie dokie. You see, the smaller ones kind of, like, are talking to each other, and you see the large one is, like, kind of scanning you, like, just the streets in the general direction. Like, he watches them walk away. He looks, like, kind of off to the left of the thoroughfare a little bit and sees, Winter and Ragnar, like, slightly further back. And then looks back to the right, scans over Trent to, like, the general direction that the crab was in. Seems to notice the crab, and even though there is a giant crab in the middle of Opulence, swings his gaze right back to Trent and focuses and fixates. You see he begins to walk in your direction. You hear the chains rattling as he's moving toward you. You can see at this point.
No. Why do I always attract the big scary ones? Oh, God.
You're a king.
Yeah, he doesn't have his hands covered. They're just out in front of him, kind of manacled. And you notice, even from below the hood, you can see the bottom half of his face. And you see these dirty bandages kind of like blowing off of the bottom of his face, kind of like bellowing.
We
see-
should probably be with the group.
And you see very faint tinge of white eyes, like, gleaming under the hood as he slowly walks up. You there. It has been some time, brother. He's looking directly at you, Trent. He walks about... He doesn't get too close. He gets about 10 feet away. Standing there with his arms bound in front of him. You see the other two kind of, like, walk up, like, realize that he had walked off and then, like, go up to walk up behind him. Or, like, to flank him, basically, on their sides. What have you been up to?
Trent kind of looks at his group and then back over very obviously. Oh, are you looking at it, boss? You know, just hanging out with the guys, running around, doing little things here and there, you know? How are you?
And you can see, now that he's a little bit closer, you can tell his face protrudes a little bit, almost like a muzzle out toward the front that the bandages are covering. And you can see just the shape of his face begin to contort into a grin as you ask that. Now that I have found you, I have never been better, my friend. It's been too long. Enjoying your freedom. Tell me, what is it like?
Well, I'll be honest with you. There's not really any freedom going on around here. But, you know, I'm kind of enjoying myself right now. I'm not gonna lie. I found some really neat friends, and they seem to care about me, and I care about them, and it's kind of nice.
You see him getting a slowly growing grin as you're speaking. And in the middle of your speaking, I would like you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no. You're gonna make me do things. Charisma. Saving throw?
Yes. As you feel a familiar sensation, but one much more violent, begin to wriggle in the back of your mind.
11.
11. The
You-
Stranger Things character.
God. The rest of you watch as this figure is talking to Trent, and you watch as Trent like starts to talk to him, and then his eyes kind of like he starts like blinking a little bit, like he's looking kind of faint. He starts to get that like gray aura around him that you've seen when he uses Vicious Mockery and other general control spells, and you see him reach up and grab his forehead, and you hear the and Trent, you are racked with an instant like migraine of something trying to split out of your skull.
Oh God.
Your passenger is afraid.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Oh, no, just fucking stand there. Just fucking get him off of me.
He's not doing anything. He is standing there and just arms out in front of him, bound, just starting to chuckle to himself, and you can see his hot breath escaping from beneath the bandages. You see he kind of like rears his head back a little bit, and the hood falls back, and he's got this long silver hair. He's drow-like, but not quite. His face is, from about the nose up, is uncovered to where his eyes can be seen, and you can see just the same gnarled gray skin, and like the eyes are just bloodshot off to the side where they have the faint white glow in the center. And he's just looking down at you. He looks similar to something you've seen before, but not quite.
Well, I gotta say, it's kind of nice seeing you. I'll see you around. And
Oh, no. Please, we've only just reunited. Would
Oh,
love to
no,
talk a little bit more
About what? Anything in particular?
about anything you would like. You're my brother, after all. The favorite. The favorite.
I don't
You
know
were
about
given
all that.
everything, and he takes a step forward.
Oh God.
And so will Winter. Winter will, by this point, step in front of Trent.
Ah. I see you have pets as well.
They're not pets. They're my friends, and they're kind of cool.
Handlers, then. Or are you just keeping them by for your next meal?
Yeah, you would say something like that, wouldn't you? No, everything's fine here. They're my friends. You're kind of being an asshole right now. I kind of want to.
All right, hold on, Trent. What the fuck is he talking about?
There's some things.
Some things, huh?
yeah.
Are you
Casual.
hiding? Wait, who all can hear this?
All of us, I assume.
You all hear the conversation. Trent appears to have a splitting migraine all of a sudden, and it's almost enough to make you scream. Just from how panicked you're feeling.
Trent's very
You're panicked
Like-
and you're angry.
yeah,
Well,
he's
You're not, but
yeah. Trent is reading the room. All right, a skill I think he has more than others do. And he's going to slowly kind of distance himself from the big man, as it seems that maybe he's chained up for a reason, you know. Maybe I shouldn't let this guy get so close to me, kind of thing.
yeah. And when Winter
and-
imposes himself, he does stop. He's not attempting to follow you. He just
Uh,
seemed a bit lost in thought for a moment.
Trent tries to explain himself. There's some things. I don't want to. Come on, we're like in the middle of the public. I don't really want to spill all the beans. You know, like I don't want everyone else in the fucking area to know all of my business. You know.
Oh, it's not your business I'm interested in, boy.
Oh, I know, Mr. Big Man.
I see you. He looks dead into your eyes.
His business is kind of my business too, you know? So, like, I prefer it if you didn't talk down to him like he's some kind of puppy.
Oh, he's not the puppy here. You. Oh, the dog being dragged along by the leash.
Yeah, I think you'd like to believe that.
I very much believe that after seeing what he went through. After seeing the favor he was given. The treatment.
What did you get? What did you get then? I mean, if everything is all hunky dory on his end, he got everything. What did you get? You know.
You see his eye twitch when you ask what he got, but other than that, he remains. Give me an insight check. I will say do it with disadvantage because you are currently racked with a massive, like, panicked migraine. You are trying to focus right now. It's very difficult.
Again. Yeah.
Okay. 18? Yeah, no.
Let's go.
You feel that he is excited. He is retaining his composure very well on the surface. But you see his chest rising and falling a bit faster beneath his robe as this conversation go on, and he is seething. And not at you.
Yeah, so
His eye just faintly twitches as you ask what he got.
If he's afraid, I'm afraid. I'm gonna just start dissociating myself and walking in the opposite direction. I don't care what that direction is.
I'm gonna help by just like putting the crap between, like basically like blocking Trent's vision of this person. Hey, Trent, just come this way.
Yeah,
Marge.
that sounds great.
Marge, as you
Ragnar would
go
also
to...
try to do the same.
As you guys go to flank him, he doesn't move. But he does speak up. Well, it was always like you to leave me behind, wasn't it? It's all.
Write that down, write that down.
Master Benthos will be more than pleased to hear that you are doing well.
Who is
And
Benthos?
upon hearing that, I would like 2 people to make saving throws.
Oh no.
I would like Trent to make a wisdom saving throw. And I would like the crab to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Oh,
Shit,
man.
crab lore.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
We pulled out 26. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Trent's fighting off this migraine. His nose starts to bleed a little bit. He's like kind of holding his head, sweating a lot.
19.
So, we'll go in order. Trent, you start to... Your vision starts to fade like you're about to pass out, and you manage to stave it off. But you do hear a voice in your head ring out.
But you might like it.
I will never go back to him. And you see the same flashes that you saw of the vision that you had when you blacked out in Autumn's Bounty. Of tunnels of psychic disturbances coming up from a deep black pool of water underground. Of a creature with many eyes watching you from behind stalagmites and stalactites that were in the back of a cavern of large worms, essentially, crawling and shaking the ground beneath you. And of being placed in a cage and watching a very tall, slender figure in a gray robe walk away from you, talk down to you, treat you like an animal. You snap out of it. Realize, like you said, that your nose is bleeding and you're starting to see it in your palms. And Marge, you are trying to flank and
This is
help
the
Trent, you
crab?
said? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm asking about Marge just real quick, just to make sure. Marge was trying to help? Okay. Marge, for the first time since you have met the crab, you see it tense up and, like, almost bow its head in a way that almost spills you off the top of it, and you actually do, like, manage to keep from,
Oh
like,
God.
tumbling off super hard, but you kind of slide off of the front as it, like, you see it kind of, like, the muscles tense and lock up, and it just takes a claw and just slams it into the ground as it's, for lack of a better term, and for lack of, like, for breaking the seriousness of the moment, it's the Kiryu meme of him slamming the desk. Except
But it's a crab.
except it's the crab, and it's repeatedly. It seems to have, like, you see it stumble for a second, like it's almost about to pass out, and then it just seems furious. You've never seen its muscles lock up like this. You've never seen it show this much raw emotion.
Oh my god.
You actually see the runes on its back start glowing again.
Oh
and
my god.
it
Despite
loo-
all of its rage, it's still just a crab in his cage.
You see its muscles about to pop out from under its chitinous armor, just like you've seen Ragnar's do before. And it looks at you, and as you make eye contact, you start to get visions. They're very faint and very blurry, but you do see many silhouettes of humanoids gathered around what looks to be a large well. You see one of them pull back a hood. Can't make out a face. Just shadowy figures. Reach its hands into a well. Cup them together like a bowl. Drink from it. Extend its hands outward, looking upward. And nothing happens. You see it cut to the figure poring over tomes at a desk, poring through scrolls. You see them robbing merchant carts. You see them begging, borrowing, stealing any information they can find. And you see them return to the same group of shadowy figures in the same well, with someone new where they once stood.
I mean, you're gonna level up really.
And you see, as they do the same motion, drink the same water from the same well,
Huh.
the person that is now in their place has almost fin-like protrusions coming off of the side of their face.
Well,
These,
he asked you the
not quite Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, but very small, almost tendrils coming off of the sides of their jawline.
Hmm.
Seems to be wrapped into a small goatee. You see
most of the guys.
a wreath around their head, made from coral and algae. And you hear them speak the words, "Blessed Sashelas, I give my life for your aid." And you see a beacon of light shoot up out of the well,
That is a different tribe.
and it seems to lift
Really not.
this figure off of their feet up into the light of the well.
What
This
the
figure-
Fuck.
The other figure that you saw robbing, stealing, looking for information as to why it may not have worked, is seething, is so betrayed. As they run up, take a black vial from their belt, uncork it, and throw it into the well as this is going on. And you hear screams come from the individual. You see runes placed upon its body,
Whatever the
and you see it cast off of the coastline from a large explosion, a blast that should not have happened. This should not have happened. Why? Why him? Why you? Why here? As your replacement is flung into the depths, and the well goes dry. And you are jolted back to reality, back to your senses, watching the crab as it just seems to have, by the time that you get out of this, it has worn itself out and it is trembling on the ground. And you hear the man speak up, the large man in the robe speak up again. Seems you haven't forgotten him. I thought I smelled his tinge on you as well, and looks over at the crab. Not sure of your relation, but you, looks back at Trent. I'll see you again. Don't you worry about that. I have missed you ever long. I will see you very soon. Brother Itzo. You see he leans down, and the two people off to his sides kind of lift the hood back over his head. They begin walking the opposite direction. And as they pass into, like, as merchant carts are passing by in the distance, as two carts cross and they are on the other side, when they clear out, they appear to be gone. What's the party doing?
Well, I'm glad I didn't
Fuck.
interrogate him until that happened.
Checking on this motherfucking crab.
Yeah, Ragnar's
Checking on
like
this
immediately.
fucking crab who I think is a fucking monster. Who isn't a mon? I don't know anymore.
Checking on the
Uh,
crab.
Yeah.
Checking on the crab. It seems to be almost in a state of shock. And it kind of like, it looks at you and its whole body is shaking as it's trying to get to its feet like a baby deer trying to stand.
Don't stand, buddy. Just relax for a moment.
It
Just
kind
lay
of
right there.
collapses
Don't-
and it
don't move.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, would That's so wild. What the fuck?
you see it looking frantically around for
Just
Um,
relax.
Trent. And it starts like scuttle, like very faintly, like dragging itself along the ground in his direction since you guys were very close to each other.
Yeah.
And you see it start like, it lifts up. Depending on if Trent's like, how Trent is doing, it is attempting to reach the haversack that Trent has on his back.
The crab is?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't know why, but it seems like it wants something.
Yeah, sure, buddy. And I just kind of like. I mean, it's a crab. I just kind of like I open it up so he's not like fucking ruining
Tearing
the
it up,
sack, and I
yeah.
just start like pulling out stuff, and I start like judging what he wants.
So here's my question to you. What is in the haversack currently?
The sending stones that I bought. There was something from the cave with the what's it called? With the gnolls. You remember the gnolls?
The skull?
Yes.
Yeah, the skull from the gnolls.
The skull got crushed. You don't
Oh,
have
did
to
it?
worry about
Okay.
that. Yeah, Ragnar
Okay.
Oh
crushed
yeah,
that.
Ragnar fucking beast.
Yeah, I did.
He said
want
okay,
some of that.
crush.
Yeah.
Then the only other thing besides the thing should be the besides the sending stone should be the it's here. Let me look at the tavern because it's that potion thing.
Goblins.
Tavern magic items. Where are magic items at? It's the fucking Healy thing, the potion. Unique items. Periapt of wound closure. That's it. That's the
Okay, got that in there as well. Gotcha.
that's the one other thing that I have. And that's about it in there. And I don't know who has the bitter bog ointment, but if no one else has it in their inventory, I guess I'll just put it in there.
I wasn't sure if the communal like unique item / magic item stuff that you guys weren't using were being left in the cart, or if you were packing them in the haversack. So I was curious.
I assumed I was leaving them in the cart, unless they were items that were like specifically needed to be like carried around. If that made any sense.
And you watch as the crab like pushes everything out of the way, looking, and like looks like extends its eye stalks to look further into the bag and sees nothing, and just looks defeated. Looks back at Marge for a moment.
What do you need, buddy?
It looks very tired, but you see it start to exert itself, and the runes start to glow just a little bit, and you hear very
I
faint.
employ the spider bot to try and help carry him a little bit, and I'll try and help keep him.
I can, and Ragnar would try to help.
What do you need,
as much
buddy?
as
Right,
he
right.
could.
As you guys are trying to help it up, it doesn't break eye contact with you, Marge. And you see it wave its claw as though it's doing. It's similar to something you've seen recently and things that you've seen people do in general. It's waving its claw in a way that it hasn't before that you've seen. It's trying to do motions as though it has hands. And
Though it has hands, okay. So what does it look like it's trying to do? Is it trying to like
It
sew
looks like-
something, write something?
It's very similar to what you saw at Maldeav's shop. And you pick up that it's trying to essentially do somatic components for a spell.
Oh.
And you see its claw begin to glow just a little bit, and it seems like it's exerting itself a little too hard, but you hear for a brief moment in your mind, and it's very muffled. I am not the monster. Benthos was. And it collapses again as you have to kind of shoulder it.
Why the hell? Oh my god. Oh, Mr. Crab. Oh, Mr. Crab. Okay. Alright. Well, that's, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and it entirely collapses after that. It uses the last of its strength. It is.
Alright, well, the 3 spider bots, I don't know how, they're not huge, so.
With Ragnar's help, it would be enough to, like, essentially,
Yeah,
it's like
also-
putting a couch on
I'm-
sliders.
I'm lifting as much as I possibly can.
And you are able to get the crab up. But Trent, you still feel like you feel more calm now, but you've never felt that feeling or that level of emotion before.
Yeah, wow, yeah, I'm still fucking flustered from it. He's like, is everyone okay?
Well, we have one party member that is obviously not.
This crab's going through a crisis, homie. I'm not okay either. I thought this crab was a fucking crab. Marge actually in canon says the word fucking for the record. First in canon actual, like,
The first
I have to
canon
make it a-
curse
yeah,
word
she-
from old Marjorie.
yeah, she's very bewildered by this. I genuinely thought that was just a crab.
Trent looks at the crab. Could Trent feel like, just looking at the crab, that the crab also felt like a similar feeling from that man, like that Trent did?
You've calmed down enough now. You can give me give me an insight check just straight up.
Okay.
You can tell that the crab wasn't familiar with the entity that was in front of you. The crab didn't seem to react to it at all. The crab just seemed to react to when the entity dropped the name of his master, Benthos. And that seemed to... It didn't seem to stir the same things inside of you that it would in it, or vice versa, rather. But it did seem to that nobody else saw the vision that Marjorie saw as well, so you wouldn't know of that. But the crab seemed incredibly distressed and almost, for lack of a better term, as though it had taken a lot of psychic damage just from hearing the name again.
Is everything alright? Are you doing okay, buddy? And I just like rub his shell a little bit and.
The crab is currently unconscious. The crab
Oh.
bots are kind of like lifting it up on their backs a little bit, or like getting like under its belly on their backs, and Ragnar's kind of
God.
like helping push it along.
Yeah, I'm just going to, rub the side of the crab and make sure everything, just whisper sweet nothings into his little ear holes and, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you guys heard what that man said, right? I mean, I couldn't be the only one. I feel like the crab in this and right as Trent starts to say the name, he looks over at the crab in his sleep to see if maybe he reacts to it when I say it. You guys know anything about a guy named Benthos?
I
Can't
didn't.
say I do. I don't know if I've ever heard that name or if anyone for the house has or.
Well, not until a moment ago when this crab was mentioning some shit.
I would say, given circumstance, Marge, you can make me a history check. It is going to be a very high DC.
Is this like just general ancient history? Because I'll be honest, it wouldn't have been things Marge would have known or studied.
It may not be things that you've studied, but it may be something that Marge could pluck from the annals of her memory.
Old ass mind. Yeah, alright.
But I was going to say it's mostly because of druidic nature and, like, general habits, and because of her age. Yes.
You would call Marge old.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Maldaev didn't. He said she was a beautiful young lady.
Oh, whoops. Apparently I decided to roll almost 2 of them. There you go. Okay.
You are more taken aback by everything that just occurred than feasibly possible to recover any information that may be buried in your mind right now.
Hmm.
You just saw your worldview cracked open a little bit at seeing the vision, but at hearing the crab speak to you as well, or reach out to use the last of its strength to speak to you. It's been a lot. As this is going on,
Yeah,
you
can
see,
you imagine what this crab is going through?
and you do see more, like, as the sun is going down now, you do see more torchlight going up around the city, as some of the larger shops have artificial light from magical light sources, and you do see essentially a large string of lights along what looks like a patio area appear to light up a little ways down the road, as you can just make out your auto crab cart parked not quite a mile away in the distance, probably about a half a mile away at this establishment. You gather that's probably where Art took it to rest for the night.
All right.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Set up a nice little spot outside. Usually the crab makes the tent, but I'll just kind of do what I can.
Mhm.
Take some spare shit off the wagon and make myself a tent.
Yeah, I mean, Trent's gonna follow the old crab and we'll go with Marjorie with the crab. Did we figure out what the crab was reaching for?
I think he was trying to tell us something.
Gonna say you can give me an insight check if you would like.
We'll do it again. Let's,
Unfortunately, I didn't think until it passed out to use.
I'm gonna give
One of my
myself
scrolls.
guidance if that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Fuck.
Guidance.
So guided.
10.
That's a difference. That makes a difference. Winter, you have this thought. You're like, oh, maybe it was, and then you see Trent kind of like rub his forehead a little bit. I think it was looking for the scrolls, the animal speech scrolls.
Literally, I was like in real time as a player. I was
Oh,
thinking, I was
shit.
like, oh, I passed out. Why I just stayed quiet?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
I-
pretty sure Winter has all of those.
I have 9 speak with animal scrolls that are modified,
Gotcha.
which I
Okay.
believe just means they're AoE. I think was it? Something. I don't know.
Yeah, the party can speak with animals for until a long rest, essentially.
Yeah, Winter will pull out a couple. I'm like, well, I mean, for tomorrow maybe.
Yeah,
I can,
I'll keep it.
My bad.
If you don't mind, I keep one in my pack just in
I,
case.
I give you 4 of them. 'Cause I have
Okay,
9.
cool.
I'm gonna
And-
teach this fucking crab to speak with humans eventually. Don't you damn.
Winter and Ragnar. I would like you two to make perception checks as this is going on.
Yeah.
I'm smoking on that boot. Knee shadow.
we're definitely the most
Garden,
perceptive,
Dark
too.
Evil pack.
Yeah, God.
Shit, so purple, it should be asking me, where's Ronald? That gets me every fucking time. Winter, as you're divvying out these scrolls, you don't notice that one drops out of your pack onto the ground behind you. And Ragnar, you catch it. You notice a very small entity in what appears to be another like very ratty hooded cloak runs up, and you barely hear the patter of its feet against the polished cobblestone as it runs up and tries to snatch the scroll, and then looks up and sees you and panics and kind of just freezes looking at you and your like larger barbarian stature.
Speak, little one.
I don't. You can have it. And
Are you
like tries to
gonna
hold it out to
scroll
you,
thief?
and you see like looking down at it, you can see it's looks to just be a small halfling child, and you see another one run up to the side. Please don't hurt her.
It's goblins.
And
Oh,
Winter.
no.
Winter, as this happens, you turn around and see one of the like dirty children trying to give Ragnar back the scroll, and they look at you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
What even is that? It's just flat. I don't know. I got happy that it wasn't a -1.
You see this scene, Winter, and Ragnar, all you hear is from the children, just, please, she's my sister. We're just trying to make some money to eat around here. Everything's expensive, and we don't have anywhere to go. We can get out of your way. I'm sorry. We didn't mean any harm. Let's go. He's gonna try to like usher her away.
Well, I mean, now hold on a moment.
Wait.
As you say that, Marge, they do listen. Like they're kind of like they sound like a mother just scolded them, and they kind of like turn and look at you.
I might,
Stop.
it might be a scam, but I'll take the chance, and I just give him 10. I give him 20 gold pieces.
Jesus.
For what? What do you want us to do?
You said you needed food, right?
Yeah, but Nobody here just gives away money. Crazy?
Well, yeah, but I'm not from here. Most of these people are assholes. So.
And you see the girl actually jump up and like grab the coins out of your hand, and he kind of like he looks at her disapprovingly and like puts a hand on her head and like clasps her hand over the gold. Know what to do? Okay. She nods and runs off. Thank you.
Is the boy still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Winter, while this is going on, you get a very quick vision of not these two children, but children that look
I knew it.
a lot more like yourself and someone similar, in a very similar position, as it looks like one of them is trying to hand back a loaf of bread to a baker that they stole from, and the other one is grabbing their shoulder and trying to apologize for them. And you see everything go black for a second. You're outside of a wooden door, and all you can hear is, "Oh, we can't keep them here. What are we supposed to do? We're going under. We can't keep the business going if we're going to have them around too." And you hear a woman's voice as well. That's it then? Not gonna give up on your dream, you're just gonna keep at your job, and you just hear her start crying. You see the man walks out, and you can't make out the distinguishing features on his face. Everything's foggy in your memory, or in this vision. But you see him look down in your direction, and even without seeing his face, you can tell he feels pained. He picks you and another child up under his arms as you get tossed out onto the street. And as you make contact with the stone, you snap back out of it, look back at them, or at the boy that's still there.
How dare you make me care about my own character?
No, I didn't do it. And Ragnar, you notice this as it's happening. Winter, when he phases out a little bit, does drop the rest of the scrolls that he had in his hands on the ground.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'll grab those.
Fair enough.
Also, I'm
Just
hurt myself
be
going
careful,
turbo
kid.
there.
Don't let anyone know you have that until you get yourself some food, and then don't let them know you have food.
Thank you. It should be enough to buy for myself and the others. There are
I'm gonna
a lot
reach
of us
out
around here.
and just extend like a health potion. I have 2 health potions. I'm gonna extend one to him. Just go,
And Ragnar kind of looks at the party and is like, "There's rooms and beds at the place we're going towards. You need them."
I just want. I'm sorry. I don't mean to break this. The fucking watch together thing is fucking bugging out right now.
Yeah, it's Luffy has host privileges currently.
Get me out of there.
Luffy immersion.
No, Dan has it.
Is it good for y'all or?
It's playing again at least, yeah.
Okay.
So we good.
Just like I was getting a fucking aneurysm from it. Going beep 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 beep.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. It wasn't making a noise for me.
It was going.
Sorry. But yeah, no. Winter, you're like just phasing back to it, and you see Ragnar picking up scrolls and mentioning that there are beds and places over there. You go to extend a healing potion to him. Kind of just looks at it. Is this water?
I was gonna say, no, it's if you get sick or injured, this will help you. And I know from experience, like if you ever need one and don't have it, it'll be too late. So keep this handy.
Thank you. He takes it and like kind of looks at it like, what am I supposed to do with this? But understands what you're saying.
Don't steal my shit.
I know. He kind of just looks away. I'm sorry. Thank you for not hurting her. She's all I have left.
Me in the background, just kicking this fucking kid off to the fucking ground here. Like, oh no! Sorry.
Marge just has her by the leg and is just fucking slamming her into the pavement.
It's like, thanks for not hurting her. Turns around. Oh,
Boom,
wait
boom.
a minute.
Crap.
Whoops.
You see your Edgar's face.
Joker,
It's
don't.
so hard.
Joker, don't.
Joker.
That's a child.
Joker, don't.
Yeah,
Don't do
I'm
it,
done with
Joker.
what Ragnar was saying. I don't know if he was still saying it of machine brooms.
There are. Look, Mister. Even if somebody could take us in, there's a lot of us. People here don't like to. He kind of like looks down at his feet. They see us as problems. And when they have problems of their own and they can't afford them, they get rid of us. Or sell us. And you, like, notice several heads and sets of eyes peeking out from the alleyway where the girl ran away to.
Oh. Okay, this is a larger issue.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think we're fixing the whole child
I
homelessness.
mean, Eminence
today.
probably has some more jobs. Like, one.
There was an old lady that used to take care of us in the old orphanage, but it's... Well,
The
she's...
old orphanage. Where's the new orphanage?
They never built one.
Yeah. Mm.
Thank you. I'm gonna go... Someone's probably hurt and can use this, and, like, looks back down at the potion. Thank you. We'll do our best. He runs back off into the alleyway. See a lot of the eyes just kind of, like, go back into where they were.
Close.
Close, yeah, essentially. It just gives you that sense that wherever there is a lot of money flowing through a place, there's going to be a lot of corruption. And a lot of really shitty people.
Oh, yeah, you get my students. I have to log out.
Well, Fjug. What do you guys want to do?
I don't know, be less sad sometimes. Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Crab's not even conscious. Come on.
Um,
I mean, I want to help him, but like I don't know how much I want to detour.
I mean, we can do what we can, I guess. I mean, do you guys want to try to maybe deal with some of this corruption going on right now? Or
Do you want to sit around here in opulence? That's up to you.
from what I've seen so far, not in particularly.
That sounds really bad here. Every time we turn around, there's either somebody getting hurt, there's misery. Honestly, we could just find a way to petition to get rid of the whole city.
Yeah, you know what? I agree.
Ragnar,
burn-
just
burn
conquer
it
this
down
place.
to the ground.
Just
Yeah.
invade.
Yeah. Ragnar? Can you commit some war crimes for us?
Ragnar, I
Just a
sent you
few.
something as well.
Oh,
No, but in all reality, I do look at Trent and I say, as much as I would love to fix the problem here, I don't think we can.
we don't have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like,
And I would love to. Maybe someday we will return to help these people, but
but yeah, even
Especially
House
these
Ragnar
children.
doesn't
I
have
would
en-
love
even
to
House
help
Ragnar
these
doesn't have
kids.
enough fucking.
I mean, hell, me and the
food.
crab. Once the crab's better, could go out of our way to build them like a whole town of
Orphanage?
like adobe
Yeah.
houses that they could use outside of the city somewhere, but somewhere we can keep them a little more protected. I just can't right now.
Whatever you choose to do for right now. Night has fallen
Yeah.
over opulence, and while some people seem to still be going about their business, many others seem to be on their own agenda at the moment. You also have a large unconscious crab and a nosebleed Trent currently.
Yeah, really do be like how it is.
Yeah, if they caught us yesterday, would maybe help, but you know, too bad. So, I'm gonna head to where the caravan went. Hey, is that boy still with us? He didn't run off yet.
He ran back off into the alleyway.
Okay.
You don't see any sign of anyone left in the alleyway at this point.
Very unusually, Winter will actually look sad, but you know, can't do anything about it. So, gotta get the minutes and gotta sleep through the night.
Well, I guess we're leaving then.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll still be alive when we get back.
I
True.
like being alive.
Go ahead and take a short break to stretch our legs and use the bathroom after that real quick. We will get back to the party as you guys make your way to where it looks like Art has parked the cart. So, short break, BRB, get a drink, stretch your legs, use the bathroom, do what you gotta do.
Cool.
Self-care time.
Help some
Okay.
kids.
CB time.
I do.
Have I gone turbo at all? I feel like I have.
No,
Sometimes.
you sound
You
normal.
haven't. You're good.
Oh, I haven't been staticky at all tonight.
No, you have
Well,
a little bit, but not right now.
Okay.
Yeah, there were a couple of like very minor portions, but then it like immediately righted itself.
Interesting. I'm still gonna do my complete like tear now after the session. I'm gonna turn everything up, figure that shit out.
All right. Also, I am back and good. I just really had to pee and feed the animals.
So I know I said something. I'm mostly good. I just needed to fill my drink up. I forgot.
Yeah, you good? Also, Dan, can you pass me back the music, please?
What if I don't want to? Huh?
That's fair. Pick us some good tunes then. Preferably some good non-copyright.
I am leaving the activity and then.
Right on. We got it. Thank you, sir. Incredibly handsome. Is Luffy back? Yeah, we're giving it a second. So, how do you guys feel about Opulence so far?
This place sucks.
I don't know, I kind of vibe with it. I'm just kidding. I got here, I met a very scary man. Then I met another very scary man. Trent started having a nosebleed and feeling the same, relatively similar emotions to a giant crab. I don't know. It's been a treat.
I return.
Welcome back.
Oh, this music.
Yeah, dude. Well, if you were back, we left off with the party heading toward the tavern, or the inn for this area. Which,
Oh, I just want to say to like other players, I was itching that entire time we were talking to the clearly hooded figure we shouldn't be talking to just confront him about specifically shards of Voldaris. Like, which I know wouldn't like probably lead to anything good. So like until the crab passed out, I was all for it, and then thankfully that happened first. Because Winter was like, he may be dumb. It was specific. I think it was when Trent said he was like he can read the room pretty well. I was like, Winter can't, and then I almost asked right then.
perfect.
Next time.
Yeah, but upon dealing with your encounters here so far, you do make your way to the doors of the rest stop that Art has pulled the cart outside of, and you do see a few goblins, kind of like some are sitting on top of the cart, some are like. Some of them you see digging through some of the stuff in the cart, and then you realize it's just rations, and then they're like putting them back because they're not interested. And they see you, and they're just kind of like scratching the back of their head. But you also see like one of the ogres grab them if they try to, and like force them to put it back if they try to take anything. So it seems like they're keeping them in line on their own pretty well. And as opposed to spending money, you do like check in the back of the cart, and you see a familiar sight of Livia kind of asleep with Henry laid across her lap. And just some parchment over Henry's
Large
back as though
crab
she was
back.
using him as a desk. Is the large crab also going in the cart?
Oh God. God, I don't know how it's gonna go otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
how
can get him in there.
This one through.
Alright, we might have to take the legs off. Just tilt it at an angle.
Oh fuck.
Oh my.
It's just moving a couch.
You gotta just tilt it. Just tilt it.
Pivot.
Tilt it, your pivot.
Pivot.
Set the thing.
I'm not twisting.
But yeah, no, if you'd like, I'd say you're more than capable of getting the crab into the back of the cart as well, with the others that are currently sleeping in there being Equilibrium, who seems to have kind of like fallen asleep back up against the wall next to Olivia while studying, and Art's kind of just laying across one of the benches, just with his hat over his face.
Size since it's not able to go, but it's.
That would be nice if the
Anybody
crab were
got an
conscious.
like anybody got any way to like wake up the crab, like little salt things?
This is a larger cart in general, so it can fit the crab pretty comfortably.
think it's
Alright,
fine.
that's
The
fine.
lights will
It'll be
act as
okay.
like extra shade.
But next time it does wake up, we should ask him to.
Yeah, we'll reduce its size.
Sure.
Hey, how do sending stones work?
Cell
Asking us
phones.
player and character.
Magic
Except they
walkie-talkies.
can't text. Yeah,
Like-
walkie-talkie, there you
To any sending stone?
Any
Just
other-
just the
go.
one
Any other
we
sending
got.
stone you
Each
bought it
other?
with,
Yeah.
like a set.
Yeah, they're like a
So, like,
pair.
So they could tune to each other, or is each sending stone only go to one other?
I'm assuming they're tuned to each other.
That's a DM sitch. I usually just kind of have them.
I don't know. Yeah.
As what?
buy
Sorry.
them, they go to the ones you bought them with.
Yeah, they're only they're used in pairs essentially. So if you guys bought 4, then you would have 2 pairs, and that's 2 attached to each other, and then set A attached to each other, set B attached to each other.
I was just wondering if I could like talk to something like Shatterhold or something, for instance.
You just
but-
open it up like a fucking chat box.
Now,
Well,
like,
I mean, I didn't know. Maybe.
so like,
Fucking Uber Eats.
if you had like, let's say you left one with like Noke back at that wizard tower, and like, you had the other one, you could still talk to him from all the way like south of Shatterhold from here, as long as you guys are. I think it's as long as you're on the same plane of existence. At least that's how I like to rule it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you
Just
managed
bob
to.
my head to the music.
I was gonna say you can hear the music coming from inside, and it seems like this is a more lively rest stop. And you actually see some of the baristas come out and find like silk attire, and they're just like, "Welcome. Is there anything we can get? Is that a? Do you need help lifting that?" And they kind of catch you like halfway getting the crab into the cart.
Good.
No, he just can't handle his liquor. He's fine.
Very well. Here,
He's not fun. We could use help. Thank you.
if you would. And you see she has a bangle on her wrist that appears to be made of solid crystal, and it begins to glow. And you see you hear doof, 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 getting closer as out from behind like the curtains that are serving as doors essentially. A large crystalline golem stomps its way out over to the cart. Just tell him what you need done. He's quite strong. Very strong back. Knows to lift with his legs too.
All right.
Doesn't appear to have any
look-
facial features, but is mostly humanoid in shape, just larger, more burly, about the size of the ogres.
I just need to stop moving this crab in wherever we're going.
You know, Trent needs a breather. Trent needs to have a good time. You drink some alcohol, maybe forget about what happened today.
All right. Winter will just go up to you and put his arm around your shoulders and like, I know a thing or two about this. I got you. As player and character.
Yeah. Hey, you mind passing me one of those ales or whatever? I just, I'm gonna pass out.
And as you guys make your way
Funny.
in, this is an extravagant tavern compared to what you're used to in other places, being very cozy and more homey, some of them being more rundown. This is just polished marble floors, nice metal tables, some of them even like crystalline, that look like they've been carved out. The bar has the silver like trim and filigree along the sides of it, very ornate, very looks like it's made of very fancy wood as well, very well polished. And you actually see like a small gnarled tree growing out from back behind the bar, and it has you can't tell if it's actually how it works here or if it's a product of magic or what, but it appears to actually have ale bottles growing off of the back of the tree, or off of the limbs of the tree.
What the fuck?
You gonna just stand there all day gulping, or are you gonna come get a drink? You see the satyr bartender behind the bar is eyeing both of you. You look like shit, by the way.
Wait, which one of us?
Yes.
All right, fair.
Fucking gaudy.
You look
Just
like
drag
death,
train
and you look
along.
like you're close to it.
I still don't know which one you're talking to.
You know what? Just give me some alcohol, please.
What, you looking top branch, or you looking something that are closer to the stump?
You fucking, I don't care. Alcohol's alcohol. Where I'm at right now mentally, all right? Just fucking hand it to me.
Top branch it is. 15 gold pieces, please.
I don't got fucking money for that.
Well, if you want some of mine, you can come and get mine.
I'll spot him for his.
I got
Wow.
125 you can have.
Or if
I
you're
mean,
into
I'll tell the bartender. I was like, look, I've gotten beer everywhere I get. There's no way it could be worth 15 gold
see she
for a single drink.
in opulence. You see she cocks an eyebrow, but go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Right. I just thought you might be upselling my boy here. Is persuasion?
Oh, they are
I'm not-
upselling it. But it's because
I'm
they're
not
an opulent.
proficient in perception.
I'm not even gonna make your roll insight. They're absolutely upselling it, even for
Absolutely.
even for high end ale.
Yeah, I knew that before I said it, but you know.
Yeah, but
I'll level with you. She kind of like puts her hands on the
I
counter.
didn't,
And
I
you
didn't
realize,
quite want to do intimidation, but
yeah, you realize like, while she looks kind of slender and frail, you realize she's about 7 feet tall. Like this is a very large like fey woman. Like you can kind of hear her hoof clack behind the counter loudly as she hits the back of the bar as well. Listen here. Cut you a deal, all right? I'm not gonna sell you the swill that all these snooty nobles come into. No. You don't need that. You need Raya's special collection, don't you? You see she brings out a like slams a what are they called? Like a drink carrier down on the bar and appears to have 4 different drinks on it. There's a glass vial that you can feel the heat emanating off of yourself and seems to actually have flames licking across the top of it. There is a yellowish, tropical scented, very simple seeming, almost like a large vial or like a large beaker. There's a an orange smoothie looking drink and with a little umbrella that seems very casual.
I think I know what these are.
I'm getting the vibes of that one episode of Billy and Mandy where he's like, Costa caramel cream. Oh, antidote.
oh wow, I'm sorry. what
Which
was that
one's
last
which?
one? Double chocolate.
Poor memory.
Right. The last one appears to be in a almost a rigid, like almost like a lightning bolt shape bottle, and it has several just fluorescent colors, almost like a rainbow swirling inside of it. Seems to be sparkling and fizzing a lot. If you want one of these, we can talk price. If you want that swill back there, I will cut it down in price for you because you seem like a very discerning customer. However, just saying, these could be very helpful and have a little more benefits than just knocking you on your ass for the night. She winks at you.
I'll just speak in low tone to Trent. Like, I've got 19 gold. I want them all, but
I love this.
I look at Winter and I was like, I literally donated 200 gold to a church yesterday. I have no fucking money, okay?
I don't remember where my gold went. Probably something shiny.
I might be able to play for some cash, I guess. Here, let me go finesse the crowd a little bit, see if I could get like a gold piece or something. I'm gonna nat one right here. Here it is.
Oh, we got a performer. Here, hold on, I've got you. And you see she actually like waves her hand, and you see 2 small like fluorescent pink sparkling entities show up that resemble pixies, but don't have a physical form, and you feel yourself being like cleaned and washed up, and like your hair actually combed back into its natural state. You
I love her.
feel good as new. And it's just a simple prestidigitation spell with a face spin.
Oh my god, here comes
Can I maybe give him like advantage? But I want to have my little undead ferret like dancing around on him while he plays
Hell
to entrance the crowd.
I was gonna say Trent
Oh.
Willing, yeah.
I'm down with that. I'm gonna cast
All I do is treat him,
guidance on
teach him
myself.
pets. For
We
treat.
get some
and-
weird motherfuckers in here.
You would say something like that.
I would, and I will.
Fair.
Yeah, and then Trent's just gonna perform some lickety split magic with a 15 total.
Take advantage because of the help action from the ferret.
Yo, let's fucking go.
As the ferret starts doing the worm on top of your head as you're performing.
Oh, he definitely is. Let's go.
26
26.
plus 2, 28.
You see, like, your hands are shaking a little bit as you go to play, like as you pull out your loot and like step in front of the people, or like kind of just like swirl around and you're still at the bar and start to play, like busk a little bit.
Yeah.
And you actually see the ferret like straight Disney critter like slide down the side of your head, down your shoulder onto the loot, and like steady your hand a little bit, kind of like do a little Russian kick dance on your hand, kind of like get you into it, and then jump back onto your head to keep going. You feel re-energized. You feel like, you know what? If he's dead and he's got this much energy, I can do better.
Yeah, he's doing the Rasputin dance.
Yep.
For sure on his head.
I love it. You actually do gather a small crowd. I will say, ooh. We're in opulence. It's the middle of the night. These nobles are drunk.
What a day to be alive, boys.
Yeah, no, you go for a good like 20-30 minutes or so. At the end of it, you see one particularly like large man, looks like an orcish man with a monocle, appears to be sloshed. He just reeks of ale and mead. Just goes,
Look at that funny little rat on his head. Ah, it's just like Mom's.
like he goes to like hold out a bag of money, and you see he just pukes on the floor, drops the money at your feet, and face plants into it. And the big goal, like you see some of the baristas like wave a hand, and the golem comes and like carries him up to a room.
Love him.
But you managed to have scrounged together 114 gold pieces. You're performing for rich folk. You're performing for drunk rich folk.
Fucking alcohol's on me tonight, boys.
Well, look at you. Don't suppose you'll be a big spender then and look at our fancy selection, just saying.
Hey,
You might as well buy one decent
Yeah, at least
drink.
get a fancy drink.
Yeah, let me get
One-
an antidote.
Well, we don't have antidote, I'm sorry. The closest thing we've got to that is our pineapple cleanser here. That's 25 gold pieces.
Just fucking give me the whole goddamn rack.
Okay, hold on.
Can you afford the whole goddamn rack?
of the 4?
Oh, the fucking ones you showed me earlier, damn it.
Yeah, how much would the 4 be?
Well, if you're looking at the pineapple cleanser, that's going to be 25 gold pieces. And these all do have effects. But, if you're looking at the dragon fruit scorching ray, that's going to allow you to breathe like a dragon yourself for a little bit. That's going to be 20 gold pieces. Pineapple cleanser is going to make you feel better and purge some unwanted peculiarities from your system, if you get my drift. And that's basically a lesser restoration. That's 25 gold pieces. We also have Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mango Smoothie for 80 gold pieces over here. That's the chilled drink with the umbrella. And that is the equivalent of taking a short rest if you drink that.
Yo, what?
And then our cream of the crop here, our Prismatic Sparkler. You see it's the rainbow drink in the lightning bolt shaped bottle. This here, make you feel like a new man, and you will not need to sleep for an entire day. You'll feel like you just woke up
damn.
freshly rested. And that is the equivalent of a long rest.
You know what?
How much is that?
Do those expire or have like an expiration date on them at all? I mean, it's alcohol, but
Well, not all of them are alcohol, but I can spike them if you want. Cost you extra. Bless you.
nah. Yeah, give them. Oh, they're like 20 a pop. I mean, fuck it. Like,
I see. All right. 20 of those. Let me run some quick
Wait, wait.
math.
No,
There's something wrong.
One each. Fuck.
Okay, so
Oh,
no,
one each,
One
I
was
see, I see.
25, one was 20, one was 80. How much was the rainbow one?
Oh, the last one was gold pieces.
How much?
Oh, well,
I actually
let's-
didn't hear you when you said it. If you
Oh
said
no, it's fine. It's not well, gold pieces. We've got the smoothie. We've got the dragon
You
fruit
know,
scorching right
Trent-
here.
Up to their head.
Okay, so
The how many
Uh,
gold pieces? No, I'm just kidding.
It's going to be
The-
235 gold pieces total for one of each.
uh,
And she kind of
Just
like
gonna-
sits back and crosses her legs behind the counter, smiling.
Trent's gonna like rub his hands together, do the like, the evil hand pyramid,
Yes, of
Wait.
course.
kind of like points but his palms and both his hand, like he points his fucking hands at the lady. He's like, best I could do you is 114 gold pieces.
add my 19. That is 133?
33.
Yeah.
100 gold pieces shy. I don't know. I mean, you're bringing in quite the crowd tonight. Also, sorry, if you are willing to be that big of a spender, I should be forward. The prismatic sparkler is 110 gold pieces alone.
That is fair.
Now.
Is there anything we could do for you, maybe?
Yeah, you can pay me.
Alright, I mean, good point.
Imagine wanting to get paid. What a dumb bitch.
I mean, the one T didn't require paying.
What exactly is in this kind of stuff that makes it so expensive? I mean,
Oh, you know, sprinkle of fairy dust, you get a,
oh Jesus Christ! I didn't know you were peddling fucking goddamn cocaine around here.
It's not drugs of any sort. It's just a little bit of fey material I brought with me. You gotta have something special if you're gonna open up a shop in Opulence. Come on now.
I mean, I guess, but goddamn, shit, you know what?
You think
Alright,
booze
Trent.
normally grows on trees? No. This is my specialty.
Isn't it? And we look at the bottles. Isn't that?
Normally.
The long rest potion, just it. Let me have it, please.
Prismatic
Just
Sparkler,
saying.
a man of taste. That'll be 115 gold pieces, please.
I need one gold piece.
You said 110.
I need
I
one.
did say 110. You're sharp. All right, 100 gold pieces. I like playing games.
Yahtzee?
No, with your fucking mind.
Listen, I'm a talkative kind of guy. I just can't pick up on social cues. It's just fucking awful. Anyway, yeah, 110 gold. Slams it on the table.
I love it so much because she brought it down to 100 for Winter
I
catching
just-
it, and you still
I don't know if I
just-
love or hate all of this. I can't tell.
She's just like, you are just a gem. You know that? And she just like leans over and kisses your forehead across the counter.
Trent blushes a little bit, but he just wants the thing.
Oh, feel free then.
Winter will interject. You know, he is a gracious customer, but he did come in here to get sloshed. Do you think you can hook him up with what you call swill?
Oh yeah, you can take as much of that if you want if you're spending that much. Jesus.
There you go,
God.
Trent. If you don't get drunk,
Yeah,
hang out a bit.
Let's fucking go. You're the bestest friend I could ever have, Winter.
Just throwing the sack of gold over her shoulders, she goes into the back and like snaps her fingers, and 2 bottles of ale fall from the top of the tree down onto the bar.
Well, I'll call to her. I'm one short, but I got 19 gold. Can I get the flaming one? It looked cool.
You hear a heavy sigh, and you see the drink container just like spin around and rotate on its own like a revolver cylinder, putting the flaming one in front of you, and you see it like these roots gnarl up over it, and a small coin slot appears at the bottom of the drink carrier.
Yeah, I'll just put them
It's
all in there, everything I got.
self-serve.
Yeah, Trent gets fucking absolutely fucking shit faced.
Yep, I will with you too.
Before he does decide to do that, Trent's gonna pour the fucking expensive drink that he got into a vial and then like bottle it and put it into his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
For the record, it will not spoil. It is good until you want to use it. But good
Yeah,
to
I
know.
assume the fire drink I got too is also like bottled so I can just carry it.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Not like an
stopper in
open
it.
cup. Okay.
Hell yeah. And then yeah, I'm just gonna get fucking destroyed, bro.
Yep.
For the
I'm
record,
sure at
that
some point we'll maybe start a fight while he's wasted, but he'll be there.
yeah, they have security on hand, but they don't seem to step in unless things get really nasty. So you know.
I got the Warrior King. I'm good.
Bless.
Guys. Drink and have a grand old time, get sloshed at the bar, probably pass out at the bar. How's the rest of Mount Claw hanging out?
Mostly just
Best
hanging
tavern
out, enjoying the crab's fun, and I'm just resting.
Yeah, I
as
was
well.
figuring I'd help Marge with
Mhm.
the crab.
Just taking notes, doing nothing really, to be honest.
Can't even hit me.
Winter, you know, I've been meaning to try this out. Oh god.
Yeah.
And fucking Trent's just at this table. He's fucking drunk. He doesn't see fucking anything.
I just imagine you've had like 1.5 drinks.
He just
You
fucking
wasted.
slams the shit off the table. Just kind of slides it to the side. It's just like, arm wrestle me right now.
The Warrior King Trent's taking the mantle right now, forever.
Oh god. The winner will hesitate and go,
Cool.
okay, I guess.
Yeah, you can only use.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You actually get a small crowd gathering as you see some of the people are cheering and like people are like looking at him like Scrubby when I got a chance.
Oh yeah, the ferret's breakdancing and shit.
Shoulder rolling on the table.
Trent's just kind of like psyching himself up, just fucking slapping himself in the face. Fucking, all right. I know this might not seem fair, but the odds are kind of stacked. So, fucking Trent casts guidance on himself, and he's also gonna cast inspiration on himself. And
Okay.
then
Fine.
he's just fucking ready. He's ready to go.
I mean, I death gripped the last guy's hand. Just didn't pan out.
All right. I would like both
Oh
of
yeah,
you.
Marty, you weren't there, right? I arm wrestled New,
Okay.
and I death gripped his hand to like try to cheat, and he still kicked my ass.
Yeah, you almost broke your
Damn.
rib.
It wasn't even close.
Jesus.
I'll do it again.
All right.
That's kind of brutal, though.
And you actually see a couple of like actual pixies, like physical pixies, come out of the loft up from up top, and they start like looking at each other and nodding, and like one of them gets like in a referee position about to like give the like go, and you see the other one counting down just like, all right, 3, 2, 1, at it. And I need both of you to give me athletics checks.
Oh god, I do not do that at all. This is where the guidance.
I do it a
It's
bit.
a flat roll. I gotta
Okay, well,
beat an 11. Bet. Yeah. A 10 plus guidance.
Plus guidance.
Let's go.
Plus guidance?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's huge.
Okay.
Winter, you're slacking, and you're drunk. I was gonna say this would be a disadvantage, but for either of you, but you're both sloshed, so it evens out. Because you're both just gone.
Neither of you are at your peak, but let me tell you, it's a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. Winter, you start to like. At first, you're like, yeah, maybe I'll give him a little leeway, and then you realize he's actually like got some muscle behind it. And you're like, oh no.
It's that magical guidance kicking in. It gets an extra hand for a second. You're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
you
what
see,
was that?"
You see some.
What did I just see?
You see a little bit of like the gray energy that Trent uses for magic come off of his hand just a little bit, and it gives him just enough of an edge to just barely push you a little bit toward the other side, and you're just like, oh, that's how it's gonna be. All right, round 2.
Guidance being a real one, though.
Give me the athletics checks.
Clearly a bard diff at all times.
Yeah.
Bard diff.
Imagine getting bard diffed.
Do the guidance.
Yeah, might as well, right? Yeah,
That's our warrior king.
that's what he wanted.
Yep.
Dude, let's go.
Trent, at the same time, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh god. Plus 5. No, it's a saving throw, so plus 8.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. 21.
All right. So, you don't lose yourself. You maintain in control. But you do feel just a little bit slip from earlier. And you
Uh-oh.
feel a little bit of that extra, like, magic that you use for guidance go
So,
in your drunken state. Actually, no, that's right. You are drunk. That wisdom saving throw would be with disadvantage.
Hell yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Still the exact same. All right. Fair enough. But even
Too
like,
powerful.
B&D says no cam.
no,
That's what we
no,
wanted.
that's very fair. I was just as I was talking through it, I realized is all. So you do manage to stay conscious through this, and you do manage to stay. You keep the reins through this. But Winter, as you see the same like, you can't keep getting away with this. You see the same like gray magic that he uses for the guidance, like envelop his hand for a little bit, and you're like, well, that's not right. Okay, maybe I gotta step it up a bit. And you go to, and you like, you lock eyes, and you feel like as you lock eyes, you feel his hand just slam yours and pin it. And you felt like you hear the crowd collectively gasp, and as you look across at him, there's a brief moment for you that feels like an eternity. Looking into this man's eyes, you've seen Trent before. This is your warrior king, but it feels like something else did that. And then you get this split headache, and you see a very different scene in front of you.
Oh my.
You see Trent, but you see him bleeding, messy, disheveled, sitting up against a cave wall.
okay, if I'm talking about the effect of the
And then
I see Trent like that, or he sees me?
you see Trent like that.
Oh, okay.
And you look to the side and you see a tiefling man crushed under
yeah,
what
okay,
looks like a
yeah,
ton of rock inside this cave. You could just see his lifeless eyes and an arm sticking out from beneath them, reaching in Trent's direction. It's like he was crying. You see what looks like a small, like, you wander around looking for where you might be. You look down over a small ledge in this cave. A sight that almost makes you sick. You see this small gnomish man impaled on a pit of spikes that seems to have fallen to his death. Looking next to him, you see an orcish man, or sorry, apologies, a half-orc in heavy armor. Appears to have been scratching at the sides of his face, blood just stained down the sides of his face, looking over the pit at the gnomish man. Appears to be blood on his sword. He seems to be laying there lifeless. And you see what you can only guess to be a human woman, but turned to stone, and with her arm snapped off at the shoulder as she's fallen to the side. Over as you go back closer to Trent. And you hear shouting as you see light start to pour into the cave just a little bit. And you see a dwarvish man in holy robes with a torch, just like seeing the whole scene and just retching, like trying to not vomit. And he looks back and shouts and calls for more people to come in. And you see one of them start attempting to tend to the statue of the woman missing her arm, and you realize that they had gotten there. You see the stones start to fade, but you see that the damage is absolutely done. Everyone else appears to be completely gone. And you see the dwarven man reaching through his bag, just panic, just come on, and reaches for a holy symbol out of it, says a prayer, and puts his palm on Trent's chest. And you see this gray shockwave come off of Trent, and you see him. Everyone else from behind him is launched back against the cave wall, but this dwarven man stays stalwart and pushes his hand forward back against him. And you see holy light pour into Trent's chest. And you hear just hissing and this guttural language. Do you know Primordial?
Oh boy, I don't.
Do you know Abyssal?
I actually think I have.
Take a
It
sheet.
It just says common. I don't think I have know anything besides
You can.
that.
Yeah, you have to go to a thing.
You hear what just
If
sounds
there
like...
was anything in like, what is it?
Yeah. Yeah, you travel between
The far northeast. I know there's like giants, but maybe that language. But I don't think when I made the character, I just put common.
Mhm.
So, but I wouldn't know those.
Yeah, you hear the equivalent of what sounds like speaking in tongues, and very much not Trent's voice. Almost hissing its way out from behind his teeth, as his eyes begin to glow the same faint gray. And you see him actively, like, his body convulsing, his arms, like, distorting, shoulders popping out of place. And you see two smaller arms rip out of the bottom close to where his rib cage is and grasp around this dwarven man's neck as he is trying to complete this prayer. And you see him sitting there just still choking out the words one by one till finally the hands go slack and you see the arms at his sides disintegrate. He goes back to his normal form. And you see a drow boy with his lute open his eyes. You snap back to the tavern.
What the? Well, I plan on after the arm wrestling match for when to just pass out from the alcohol, but
And
I
you're
guess that's a little different.
and you're just looking into Trent's eyes through all this. And Trent,
Trent,
you don't feel anything different. You
Trent
used your
just
magic a
has
little too
the-
heavily, is all you feel.
Trent has like the brightest fucking smile. He's just super fucking happy. Just like
Yeah, and the
he's got
crowd
his
is picking
hand
you
out.
up at this point. Like,
And Trent, like, while he's getting lifted up and like dragged away from it, he's just kind of like looking back at Winter. He's like, he's like, he's not like, he doesn't have like the same energy. Like something's off.
Well, normally I would, like, when I lost a ride, it was just, like, a good time. I didn't really care. But for you, I'll just, like, kind of look at you, I'm, like, incredulous. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So, I would feel like you've seen me doing a farm wrestling, you would know the difference.
Yeah.
Me just losing it.
But yeah, Trent's fucking destroyed right now.
I mean, after a few moments, when Winter will just go to, like, kind of smiling in the moment of, like, you know, fuck it.
and so you do. And the crowd is cheering, and like people are, you know, grabbing your shoulder, Trent, and like some people are asking for autographs from your performance. Some people are, you know, just having a good old time. Some people start like trying to sing on their own, and they sound horribly off key, but you don't want to tell them that right now.
I mean, you can.
Other than that, you guys have the night to yourselves.
Yeah, Trent goes back to the cart, passes the fuck out, or at least at least attempts to get back to the cart. While fucking shit faced.
Winter will pass out at the booth.
I was gonna say, Winter, you watch as one of the baristas goes out after him. Like, you can stay here if you want. We're not gonna charge you for. Okay, he's already out. Like, she just makes sure you make it back to the cart, basically, and she comes back in and sees Winter passed out. And that'll be your guys' long rest at the tavern for the night.
It's a good rest. A fire potion thing.
Marge, you are awoken to feeling that you're being nudged awake. When you look up, you see that the mechanical crabs have gathered on the large crab's back, and it's like trying to like shake you awake just to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm just doing the old sleep. I'm fine. In fact, I needed this rest. My brain is very bothered, crabs. Or how are you okay, crabs?
You see all the mechanical ones kind of skitter off of its back, and it just kind of like takes its place, like laying next to you like it normally does.
Okay. We'll make sure he's fine in the morning, but for now the crab's okay. Not showing anything life-threatening, alright?
This is actually morning. This is where
Oh.
the day is starting. Light is pouring into the cart. You can still hear the music going from the tavern. Doesn't appear to have stopped.
I guess that I kind of I rub my eyes and kind of realize that it's actually morning now. I check on the big crab.
Oh yeah. You can go ahead and give me a nature or medicine check. Sure.
Yeah, we'll do medicine. Because we've got big medicine. Let's see here. What's our proficiency bonus at?
+3.
I think, yeah.
You have the scrolls.
That's my medicine check.
Medicine.
Yes.
You notice that some parts on its legs are a little unstable, I guess, from where you saw its muscles bulging and tensing the night before. But you're also not terribly worried because this crab's due for, molting its shell a little bit anyway. Not that big of a deal. Other than that, though, it seems like it might be a little... Everything, all of its faculties seem to be there. Its mind seems to be its own. It's not... Like, it's able to follow a light easy enough. Stuff like that. Follow your finger. Just seems like it might be a little wobbly. Seems like it might have a tummy ache or something.
Okay, alright, well then we're just gonna do... You said it's master, right? Whenever you said the thing, who's it and the what's it. So like, it's always been a crab, right? That's what I'm just gonna put up a little... I'm gonna have the crab put a big yes and a big no right in front of us, okay? Alright, I'm gonna have it put up some walls too, for that matter. That way it can be just us two for a moment. You gotta have a little conversation.
I was gonna say, or if you're in the back of the cart, there are a lot of people in there. But I mean, you can.
No, we're getting out of the cart. Yeah.
Okay.
Me and the crab. We're gonna make the effort to get out of the crate. The crab isn't sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah,
right?
just
I
like
mean,
out
it's a
beside the
crab,
inn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got passerbys on the roadside, but no one's like hanging out beside it.
As
So
I said,
you're
we're
good.
gonna
You got a little
put
nice
up
little
on the
overhang.
road if we got to. Yeah,
It is
we're-
It's raining and
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
little windy out today, but you got time. You got space.
All right. It's gonna put up a yes. It's gonna put up a no. Okay.
Okay.
In dirt. And I need you, Mr. Crab. I'll look at it. You said you're master. So you've always... Have you not always been a crab?
It takes a moment, looks down at the dirt, and moves its claw over to no.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Looks back at you.
Have you been aware of this since you've known me?
Yeah, he reset.
It takes a little bit longer
Yeah.
to like process, You can kind of see the buffering bar going on in its brain.
Yeah, yeah. It's using its crab
It's-
brain. I get it.
It seems like it's... I'll give you this for your medicine check as well. It seems like its brain is a little more cloudy and less clear than it was last night after its episode.
Gotcha.
So it seems more back to its... I want to say normal
crab
state,
stuff.
but yeah, like it seems more back to like crab brain. And it takes a minute to process, but it does drag it over to no.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay.
Looks back at you.
I wonder how long it's been a crab. Goodness gracious. I guess since that... Wow, goodness gracious then. Oh no. I kind of just sit in the dirt. I literally sit on top of the yes and the no, right in front of it. Kind of look at it. I don't know what to do.
The crab points at no.
Are you happy?
It kind of just goes from the no and just like slowly starts going toward the yes and kind of stops in the middle.
Do you feel the need to go back? Not necessarily to the when, but to the how you were.
Takes a long pause. And kind of just... It lifts its claw like it's thinking. And then it kind of puts it back in the middle.
Yeah, I feel you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, I just take my foot and I completely scribble out the yes and the no. And I just lay up against the crab. Me too, buddy.
Marge also wants to go back to being how she was. Perhaps a crab.
Perhaps a crab.
Yeah, no. The rest of the party. The morning does greet you. Some more readily than others. With a bit of a hangover. Winter, you wake up having passed out at the booth. They kind of just set you along one of the nicer cushioned benches along the sides, and you seem to have a blanket over top of you. And Trent and Ragnar, you also just wake up in the back of the cart. Ragnar, you're kind of just like... I picture you just like... I always picture Ragnar sleeping in the like folded arms, like dead in a recliner, like up against a wall. But like just sleeping that way.
That's the best spots.
But if that is incorrect, please let me know. It's just my headcanon. But Trent, you also just kind of wake up, kind of face down on the bottom of the cart.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I'm
puddle
like-
of your own drool.
I just
am,
realized
like,
my... Okay, yeah. Oh.
Oh, you good?
I don't know if I'm good or not, but yeah, that is correct.
Okay, yeah. Just
I'm like on my side. I threw up in my sleep. Just fucking.
oh, you do feel a little bit better for it.
No.
You actually wake up and you see a small feathered hand is wiping up some of the vomit and some of the drool. You see Livia just like kind of giving you a, don't worry, I got it look.
You don't
She takes
deserve
out she takes out a wet cloth and like puts it on your forehead and rolls you over onto your back. And just kind of like pats you on your chest.
God, what did I drink last night? And I want it to be known that like Trent had like 3 drinks.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like,
Well,
not
Winter
even,
had like a table full of them. He just...
I mean, they grow on trees.
I feel like somebody would have spiked Trent some good shit though. just because of the commotion and the
God.
entertainment. In a good way. I mean, I know the word spike, but you know.
Well, as you're getting up in like winter, you're starting to make your way toward the door. You notice something you might remember, or someone slightly familiar. You notice a shorter human man walking up to the like toward the inn. He has like a not necessarily a tome, but kind of like a half scrolled scroll under one arm that's a little bit larger, and looks like he's shouldering a leather pack on the other side. You see he's got a very well embroidered outfit and some very fancy little gloves with metal fingertips. And he looks up with you. He goes, "Are you by chance with Mount Claw?"
In his hangover riddled form, he'll go, Mount Claw! Yeah.
People from the cart here just immediately erupt. Of course, I love it. It's a war cry. But he just hears that. He's like, "I thought I recognized you guys. Is Mr. LeBlanc with you?"
He was in the cart. I don't know where he is anymore.
I was just curious if he's still tired. Please don't wake him. I was just he bought one of my wares when I was on my way to through Autumn's Bounty. You guys cleared the road, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he purchased a vest off of me. I was just curious if it was still holding up okay. I was hoping it was treating him well. You guys, my name's Henson. You guys gave me a little bit of money to set up a small shop here. It's been a wonderful experience for the most part ever since. So, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Mount Claw.
Mount Claw.
Mount Claw.
I would definitely talk to
Mount
him
Claw.
when he's available. I'll tell him. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Please do pass along my regards. I would not be here today if not for you and yours being very generous for me. That said, I have I'm in need of a bit of assistance, and if you would be willing to aid me, I could pay you now at least.
I mean, I'm all for it if they are. I mean, it's okay with me.
Now that it's
Enough.
gone farther, Winter can't hide that. You know, he doesn't really know this guy. He doesn't remember. So I'll just look to Trent.
So, what do you need us to do?
Well, I'm. It kind of starts scratching his arm a little bit that is carrying the scroll that he's got with him. I've been doing my best to, actually make a good deal of quality clothing out here, and they get good product in, but they mostly import everything, so it's been really expensive. I'm still turning a profit. I guess what I'm getting at is, I've been doing my best to make some stuffed toys for the kids that run around here. A lot of them aren't too well off, And you do
Yeah.
recall, as you were heading into Autumn's Bounty, on the way here, you did see a couple of merchants on their way out, and it seemed like their children had some stuffed animals as well. So you gather this might be where they're getting them from, since you haven't seen anybody else really peddling those in particular here. So I've been doing my best to sell those, as well as my normal products, my coats and cloaks and what have you. Vests, like the one for Mr. LeBlanc, of course. I've been working on something to try to help people a little more, and he kind of looks around and starts scratching his arm a little more violently. I don't know how long I have to work on it, so I was hoping another I remembered Mr. LeBlanc saying he was a skilled craftsman. I was hoping he could take a look at some of my notes and double check them for me. And you see, he's like, the more he's talking about this, the more he's like, everybody can give me an insight check to try to get a read on what he's
I was
feeling.
about to just call him shady.
Yeah, Red Line Gang.
Red line.
14.
I don't roll one.
Let me try one.
I was gonna say that's one S20.
Yeah, well, you get fucked one too. That's fun. That's perfectly fun. Actually, I'm not even around there. If he's vibing near the, I guess if he's in there, if he's in the.
He wasn't inside. He was out by the cart. This was like as Winter stumbled out. So you'd be within earshot for sure.
All right, cool.
Natural 20. Interesting. Okay. So,
Yeah, Ragnar got a 20.
yeah. All of you can gather that this guy is trying to like hide that he's in pain right now. He feels like you feel like he's hurting. And while he's got like he has long sleeves on from like his pretty fine robes, he is like scratching his arm pretty heavily. The big takeaway is you feel like he's telling the truth. You feel like he's hurting a lot. And Ragnar, with a natural 20, you notice just ever so slightly. You remembered that this man had a couple of essentially like familiars that were helping around his cart a while ago that were made out of felt, like puppets. And you have a very short connection window where he goes to like scratch his wrist and he pulls his sleeve up a little too far, and you notice that his wrist appears to be made of the same material as the puppets in that moment. It looks to be made of some sort of felt. Look, like I said, I don't know how much time I have to work on this. I'm under a bit of a deadline, it seems. I'm really trying to... I feel like I could help people. So if you could help me, help them, or... Can we talk back at my stall, please? I'd rather not talk too much about this in front of the local tavern.
I don't know if it's appropriate. Could I insight check to see if it's like the same thing that the dwarf dude was going through with the shards?
Sure.
Because I don't know what the felt stuff is about, so... Yeah.
Right ahead.
Just curious. Let me see. Insight
Oh.
-1. Wow, who could have thunk it? If I can add D4. Yeah, just my eyes are closed.
You think about it a little bit, but you're like... You start, like... Winter starts overthinking to the point of, like, the calculus meme showing up in front of his face.
Yeah.
And, like, it just kind of leads you in circles in the wrong direction a few too many times while he's talking, and you just kind of drown out everything he's saying and start thinking too much.
That's
And,
surprisingly accurate how I would think of it, yeah.
But, yeah, no, like, Ragnar, you get the feeling that something is definitely very wrong with this man's physiology at the moment.
Interesting. I'll call it out. I'll just be like, are you suffering from any kind of ailment?
You could say that, yes. I feel the more I talk about it, for lack of a better term, the more I'm being punished. And he makes very, like, meaningful eye contact with you. And with a very help me look.
Okay. Internally, Ragnar's like, okay, it's got to be like a curse or something you can't control then. We'll do what we can. What can you tell us without making your affliction worse?
I can. You see, he goes to he begins to like try to move the scroll out from under his arm to like move it towards you, and you see it's the arm that he was scratching at. It immediately like tenses and goes back to his side slowly. I would love to give you these notes that I have on it, but and he's like, you see the veins in his neck bulging a little bit right now, as though like he's fighting something. I'm having a little trouble. Please, if anything does happen, I would like you to go back to my stall in the middle, not the middle, in the plaza, about 10 minutes from here. Find my stall, find my notes, okay? And you actually see, like, as he's saying this, like, the veins, like, bulging on his neck, you actually see, like, some of that felt material start to creep up the side of his neck a little bit. You see he immediately reaches up with his other arm and tries to cover it. Or, like, pull his shirt collar up over it.
I assure you, Mount Call can handle that, at the very least.
Thank you. I don't feel very well. Perhaps I could just rest for a moment. You see he kind of like drops to a knee and collapses, and his arm is still just very tightly clutching that scroll that he has tucked under his side.
So Trent's gonna cast Spare the Dying on him just in case he's dying.
Very fair. As you do that, you do like see like it seems like the you see the felt on the side of his neck for the first time as well, and you notice that he's not dying; he's just unconscious. But it seems like whatever's doing this to him is really taking a lot out of him, mentally and physically.
Okay, is he good?
He seems to be stable, yes.
Okay. He said to go to his cart if something happened to him, right? Maybe we should go to his cart, get some more information on what's going on with him.
I mean, I'll be real. Do y'all remember who this is?
I do, yeah. He's that guy from the first little thing we did. You remember the big old globules? Big old goofy little guys?
Like the we met the Tortolan guy?
Maybe?
Exactly.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like that group. Well, it's one of the dudes from the group of guys who was with that with the bridge, with the little goopy guys underneath the bridge.
Yeah. It's the same as when we came here, right? We found the Tortolan guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Weren't they literal thieves?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like we were making them good people by taking them to House Ragnar and like giving them the opportunity to live a better life instead of resulting to thievery in order to get by.
Just for the record and the sake of clarity for you guys, this guy was not a member of them, but it was the same time period. This was the merchant that you saw actually being allowed to pass through after you cleared the road on the way back. That was selling like tailored stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. That was where Art bought the moon silk vest. He had a couple of other like tailored things like a scarf and stuff for sale, and he was basically asking for gold to start up a shop here.
Well, I guess we carry him off to a stall, wherever his shop is. I mean, don't want to leave him here.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
no.
you're full robo, Eileen.
But it sounded really cool.
It's kind of cool.
What about now?
There you go. You're good. now.
Hey, you're better.
Cool. Interesting.
This is the best tavern music track ever. I'm gonna add it.
It's really solid.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I'm gonna pick up his body. He's unconscious, right?
Yeah, he kind of just collapsed. He's still breathing, but trying to make sure to stabilize him as well.
Let's go to his cart. Let's go. He said there's something there, right? He said go to his cart if something
Check
happened
his
to him, right?
notes or something. I assume Art and Equilibrium will have the goblins and everybody in check, so he should be good. He did say some directions to where his
Yeah,
cart
it's
was,
towards,
and
like,
boy,
the
did I
center of
not
town.
write it down. But you know,
Yeah, it's towards the center of town. We should go. I mean, it should look somewhat like his own materials that he's using. I mean, you could probably tell which cart's his just by the product he has. And Trent's just gonna start walking towards the center of town.
I'm following you with him.
Yeah, and simple enough to find.
Can
Ragnar,
I mean,
good.
since I'm literally holding him, can I see like what's going on with like the felt or something on his body? If I can-
If you
like,
attempt to,
as far as
Go ahead.
is it like progressively spreading while he's unconscious?
it does not look to be spreading. You kind of roll up his sleeve, and it's this weird, like, almost like ruddy, rust-colored. Well, it's just that it's fabric, it's felt, and it looks very unnatural, but kind of like if you go to like place your hand on it, it's still sturdy. Like it feels like a functional limb, but like pressing into it, you can feel like there's not bone in there anymore. Feels like whatever this is kind of creeping over him in a way, but it is currently not doing anything. He seemed like he was in more pain the more he was talking about what he was working on.
He's becoming a not real boy.
Oh no. Not Pono Chio.
Chinopio.
I actually saw the movie that came out recently in theaters. Oh. All right.
I'm a real boy, Papa.
Papa, I can't wait no longer.
Papa.
God. Does anyone have a box of matches? No, but like, just like, okay, so, but with the people, like your present company between Ragnar and Professor Iliard for sure, you would be able to know where like the plaza was in town, and it's not terribly far from the end. It's a good like 5-10 minute walk or so. But there's a large fountain in the middle. It's kind of like across the little bridges over two of the little canals that connect into this like central area. And he seems to have a nice little spot there, at least for a while. And you actually see a sign that does just say Henson's Tailoring. Very simple. Very, doesn't seem like he splurged and went super big with the money you gave him. Seems like he was able to get a nice little humble shop. And you do see a couple of real quick, thank you so much for the raid. Let me give you a shout out really quick. Thank you, Grizzly. But you do see a couple of puppet familiars, essentially puppet-esque familiars, floating around outside of the cart. And you get the feeling this is probably the place you're looking for. And upon seeing you approach, they do fly up to you. Thank you for the shout out. I was working on that. Appreciate it. But they do appear to kind of fly up to you and inspect his body and like look at each other and like fly back into the back of the cart.
I'm just fucking. Oh God! Trent just fucking looks around for. He said notes. He said notes, right? Books, things, items. He's fucking scattered around looking for his fucking for things.
Give me an investigation check as you like lift the little shutter to look into the back of the cart.
Oh God. I'm not great at that. 1. 7. I'm making it worse.
You look into the back and all you can see is like it's pretty dark in there. There's no actual light. You see a little bit of movement that you can gather is probably from the 2 familiars that seem to have gone inside. And you actually do see like 2 of them look back up at you, and you can see like they're kind of like beady plastic eyes like gleaming back up at you. And there just appears to be a very large pile of felt in the middle. But sticking your head inside, there's one thing that's clear, and that's something smells off. It's not super pungent, but something doesn't smell good.
Does it smell like anything in particular? Like you fucking like a dead body or
It kind of smells like when you haven't taken the trash out for a little too long, but there's like stale food or like meat that's been sitting in there for a little too long.
Ew. I guess it could be a dead body, right? Yeah, I just fucking fuck around and find out. Let's see what's going on in here. Fucking Trent walks into the mimics.
Into the mimics. So if like, are you opening up like the back of the stall to go like to climb inside?
Yeah, we're opening up the back. We're climbing up inside. We're getting a look around.
Gotcha.
Take a little clothespin and pinch my nose as I come in.
Oh man, God, it fucking reeks in here, dude.
Something about Trent's voice like that, just so fucking
It's
cool.
amazing. Somehow doing a voice on a voice.
Right.
That was great.
But yeah, no, you're climbing up inside, and you do see like he has a few things lining the shelves. He does have some books. He has a couple of like tailor's kits, like some various sewing equipment and stuff like that. The bottom is just covered in like at least like 2 to 3 feet of layer of just like sheets of fabric along the bottom, and it's basically just covering the floor of this place. And pouring along most of it, you remember that he mentioned his notes, and as you start to like run your hand over like the bookshelves and maybe see if there's anything that's labeled, Winter, you said you were carrying him, correct?
Yeah.
You see his eyes like start to open a little bit, and like he's waking up, and you just suddenly see like foam starts bubbling up out of his mouth. You see his arms, like his the arm that was afflicted, start twitching. He just kind of looks at you with very panicked, very help me eyes as he's convulsing a little bit.
My hands itchy. Hold on. What the fuck? Yeah, I think I'm just psyching myself out.
I mean, can you hear me? Are you awake?
Oh God, I don't have anything that's help fucking internal damage.
It's just frothing and bubbling noises.
I fucking put him on his side. Fuck, I don't know. Marge, you know anything about seizures?
I mean, a couple things like lay him on the. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yes.
Oh god.
I'm gonna do medicine. just
Winter will
to-
just drop him. He just drops him right to the
Oh,
ground.
it cuts me real hard.
Like a sack of
I
potatoes.
don't know how
Yeah.
that works, but hit a 4, Marty. Hit a 4. I
Or
need you.
1d6, right?
It's 1d4.
Made it to 10.
Yeah.
You're able to tell enough that this is not a common seizure, and that this only flared up because as Trent was going into the back of the cart, and it seems to be calming down a little bit now that Trent is leaving it alone. But you do see the familiars poke back up on the perch on the side of the cart and kind of start eyeballing you and inspecting you. See them start looking around the area,
Wait.
and he's still drooling a little bit and coughing, trying to catch his breath, but he seems to be unable to speak at the moment. And you see his hand is death gripping the scroll that he's carrying right now.
What's the scroll? Uh-huh.
Peterson wants us to read this.
So he looks up at you, and you see his hand start to move toward you, and then rapidly go back to his side with enough force to almost punch himself in the ribs.
Is there something wrong with the puppets?
He is barely able to squeak out a nod. And you see as he does, the felt starts to climb up the side of his neck a little bit more, and you hear a rumbling coming from inside of his stall. And you watch as... I guess you wouldn't watch, you would feel it first. You would be thrown from the force of the cart, essentially exploding open. And you would see a large mass of just the fabric and felt that was along the floor start rising up into one collective entity. And you notice that while it's swirling together and trying to form some semblance of a humanoid form, you're noticing bits of sinew and bone inside of it as well that was underneath of all of the felt. You see it form into the shape of a rather large, essentially golem made of tailored material. And you hear him cough and sputter and try to get out as best he can the words, just,
My notes, please, just take my notes and make it better for someone.
and
God.
that's immediately taken over by
That is enough, puppet.
and you watch as the arm that is holding the scroll extends and wraps around his neck and begins strangling him as this is going on.
Jesus.
My
Christ.
set died towards the end of there. What?
A large gurgling demonic voice spoke from his mouth and said, "That is enough, puppet." And his the arm that was covered in felt extends and wraps around his own neck and begins strangling him. You
Oh,
feel
God.
the massive golem made of meat and felt stomping down behind you in your direction. And given the time, that's where we're going to call session.
Jesus.
Jesus. Giant hulking mass of gross. You know what? Okay, I don't know if you guys ever remember this. I get the energy that I'm feeling right now is the weird food monsters from the fucking goddamn fucking Codename Kids Next Door. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about. It's not quite as big as the Slam Witch.
Slam Witch.
No, I hope you guys enjoyed session tonight. I'm sorry we didn't get to combat sooner. I didn't expect some of those encounters to take that long, but yeah, no, a lot of stuff. A lot of neat little things.
Yes.
I hope you guys like opulence.
I enjoy it very much.
It's a little rich for my taste.
This place can get fucked.
There it is. Okay, that's what I was waiting for. All right. Let's see then.
Mental damage to me and my crab. That's rude.
Mental damage to everyone, even when we didn't call for it. I was just arm wrestling. What the fuck?
Mental damage from losing an arm wrestling match. That's just kind of rude.
I thought I was just vibing with a fucking drunk homie.
Bro, when
I
to
thought
just
we
being
were
a sore
vibing with the
loser. Come on
homie.
now.
Well, you gotta remind me of our own shitty past, and then
Yeah,
remind
but-
me of somebody else's shitty past. What the fuck? And the best part is when you remind somebody of their own past, like the crab, and then you clearly the player is like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Excuse me, Mr. Crab. Can you explain to me what the fuck that was?
No. It points to no.
I quite literally thought you were a crab.
All right, I am going to mute myself, do an outro real quick, and I'll be right back to y'all. Thank you so much.
Who you rating?
I'm going to rate someone different tonight. I saw Dread was on, but I'm going to do. I'm gonna try to find some new people as well.
Let's go.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate all you guys for stopping in. Grizzly Girl Gaming, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it a lot. We've been trying to do this every other Sunday. We might be doing it next Sunday. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what works best for people with the holidays coming up between St. Patrick's Day and Easter. But I will be back tomorrow night with some Paper Mario, if you're interested in that, around 1 a.m. Eastern, because I am a goblin. And, yeah, no, I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, because God, sickness is spreading super fast around here right now. I hope you all ain't having to deal with that as well. Let me make sure that this person is... Yeah, they haven't been going for super long, and they kind of look like my friend Chris. I'm not going to lie. So, I'm going to shoot you guys on over to Exodus, who is doing D&D with some new players, it looks like, and they have a nice little setup. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Hopefully I can see you guys here again soon, and take care. Appreciate y'all. For a lot.
Noted.
And if you were wondering, Aldo, Waterdeep is just here. And he points to a town. So,
Just past the mountains.
Big stupid bear, thank you for the rate of 8. Goddamn, I don't have notifications because I'm not a good streamer. I'm sorry. But thank you. Hello.
Okay.
if you guys do want to be able to,
You're
zoom
all
in
you're
on
all good.
that,
You're all
you
good,
guys can
bear.
right
I
click
am
and do open
vibing right now
and then
because it's a 2 and 2 thing. So
Oh, Elda's just protect.
Thank you.
Somebody sees.
thank you. You are an amazing human being, and much love to you. What were you playing? How was it? What happened?
So he kind
Tell
of
me
like
the deets.
pours over this map. He writes right next to Phandalin on the map.
Me
You see
and
him
me
like
only.
pull out a writing tool and writes next to it.
I hope that's quiet enough. Your bi-weekly
Paladin.
campaign? Hell yeah.
Decided
What
like
are
a
you
week.
playing?
I'll just leave that.
How is it going?
He'll find it and contact me. Oh, come on.
What level are you? Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm in the bottom left of the screen.
He exits the tent, holding the flap open for you guys. Assuming you both come out with me.
Also trying to order food because I'm hungry.
My brain, you can see the steam coming in my ears. Just so much, just brain.
Too much
Frazzle.
information. Okay.
Who was it that you were looking for here?
This is Matt.
What up, party? 6th level, but close to 7. That is awesome. Are you the DM? Also, thank you for the follow. You are. That is fucking awesome, dude. I'm doing an in-person one First time properly DMing 5e. That's awesome. How are you liking it? Sorry, I'm trying to order food right now.
What?
I just
They are.
I like these characters a lot.
Got it. Don't kill any of them.
No, you can kill them. I just laughing about it.
Matt, he likes
Oh,
big
is-
maps.
Yeah, he's interesting. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Anyway, you guys exit the tent. It's probably been 15, 20-ish minutes. So at this point, Brink and Kerr and Hilda are probably about halfway-ish back towards Phandalin. It's been about 20, 25 minutes. And
That's awesome.
Rainer says, we should set out back to town and see if they've discovered anything useful.
No, I love DMing personally. It's been super fun DMing my in-person game.
And Aelin, mute for a moment.
Looks like I'm gonna be in this, so sorry.
You mean Defen?
Yes.
Yeah, Defen.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Brink and Kerr, my good friends.
I'm sitting here doing like Twitch stuff and I hear, yeah, you need to deafen.
Well, I've been looking at memes.
You guys are with Hilda.
Mhm.
And as you guys are traveling back towards Phandalin,
And I'm presuming the bugbears are coming with us.
You didn't hit level 15? No?
Andrew.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They're probably following Andrew.
Mhm.
So the group of you here.
I will tell you more about this campaign here in a moment if you don't mind.
I need both of you to roll perception.
Oh god.
That'll be an
20.
18.
Okay. All right. Good enough. So the two of you hear a
Okay, I'm back.
Hello. Yell out. They all noped out.
like a
Also, holy shit! This I didn't even fucking realize it. At first, I was like, "This DM kind of looks like our buddy Chris," and now I look at him, and it's like that's like literally a combination between me and Chris.
It kind of does, yeah.
I need to like, I need to send him this fucking
Yeah.
Twitch channel.
coming from multiple.
It's funny. But no, these guys seem chill.
I was just watching League of Legends for about an hour, but
Ye-
session was fun.
Hell yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm sorry we didn't get to combat. I didn't expect that to take as long as it did, but I mean, hey.
Can I?
No, it's okay. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
it's like with the RP stuff. I mean, there are. I noticed at one point tonight, it's like, and I know it happens each session, especially when it's not combat, or if there's combat, so he's always missing.
Yes.
To just miss out. It's just how it is. I felt like Reinhardt couldn't really do anything tonight. You know, and Eileen.
Hmm.
Not that I didn't have the opportunity. I just kind of occasionally I was like, you know, I just kind of felt bad. Like I think it was
and kind of started
when
searching.
me and Trent were just vibing in the fucking bar doing our thing. Everybody else had, you know, you have the opportunity to just walk in with us. So I get it, but
Yeah, everybody's doing their thing.
You guys kind of keep going.
yeah, it's just how it is.
And then Hilda stops.
It was a lot of fun. My mic was muted. I fucking cackled as soon as
Yes.
Trent like knocked everything off the table. I knew the next step was he was an arm wrestle me. I just fucking knew it. And I was losing my shit.
I was, I was waiting for it.
He just kicks my ass. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I'm like a 4 and a 5.
It's really funny.
Goes completely rigid.
Just simply does it. It was great. That
Man,
was
it's
great.
just
So,
different. He's
and-
him.
I'd like to create my force
Yeah,
ballista.
it's like with all the RP stuff. I mean,
Okay.
I definitely
It's like
enjoy
over
the
my
combat
shoulder, like
because even when I'm
Victor's
not, it's my turn.
pencil.
Even if it goes bad, I'm like, okay, all right, I guess it's my turn next. Oops, haha. But then I'm still like investing in everybody else's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm invested in everybody's
Oh, yeah.
RP, maybe I can like tab out. I'm reading some stuff, watching YouTube or something. And, like I'm still in the session.
Right.
But then like with this group, it just feels like, you know, it was all technically RP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to derail that fucking discussion with the cloak figure. So you're looking for shards of Voldaris, which I knew probably wouldn't end well, but I was like, I really want to do it though, because I don't know what's going on in their heads. And then the crowd passed out. I was like, okay, I won't. Because that nobody saw that coming.
You could have said it.
Yeah, no, anyway. I felt like we were lacking numbers. That was the only reason.
I was very excited for that encounter.
I was doing the math of players versus players ago. Oh, okay, maybe next time. That's the only reason. But no, it's like even though it's not combat, and I'm not necessarily invested in each like dialogue sentence by sentence. At one point, I was like, "Oh, 2.5 hours already passed."
Yeah,
So it's
I kind of got there as well. I was like, I was looking and I was like, I either need to, if we want to do combat tonight, I either need to hurry these guys along, or
Which
and
will
I
never
I caught myself saying that, and I was like, you know what? No, if this is what's natural and they're having a good time. No, I'm not gonna like fast forward.
Yeah, we ain't rushing nowhere. This group.
Right.
As soon as you introduce the kids and then maybe care about them or myself, I was like, what the fuck? And I still didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, I mean, I want to help you, but like, it's on hold though.
Yeah, no, Winter's vision of literally getting tossed out onto the street by those
Somebody's
parents. Yeah.
It's pretty fucked, man.
Yeah, well. Sounded like they couldn't afford you.
That's just like gut ripping. Like, and then to turn to see the kids, I'm like, well, I mean, I want to help you, but like, you know, it's inconvenient. That's also fucked.
But also, holy shit, there's a lot of you.
But then also, I'm a literal death knight now, you know. See it, bud. That sucks shit. Maybe you'll die and come back. I don't know. Figure it out.
Also, for the sake of this, would you like to say that over the course of that long rest that
I thought about it.
Transferring your runes and like doing all that? I would
I
allow it if it's what you want to do.
I thought about it in the moment where I was like, maybe we're gonna end around combat. I was drunkenly passed out. I was not transferring runes.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I very much wanted to wield the axe. It just wouldn't make sense for that to have happened.
Yep, that's fair enough. Well, yeah, I will put more details about the drinks you guys bought and some of the stuff in the unique items channel. I'll try to find out what's best for everyone if we're doing this coming weekend or if we're trying to push, like if we're trying to just stick on this schedule because that deals with St. Patty's Day and Easter or what we want to do. But I'll ask around. I'll put some feelers out and we'll see how people are doing.
I'm good for either. I would like to have St. Patty's Day free just to go out to bars that are a little particularly fun that night.
Yeah, that's fair. 100%.
Not a big deal because at the worst you'd be saving money. So
you have no idea how happy I am
It's
working
cool.
at a tavern that St. Patrick's Day is on a Sunday and we're closed.
Oh my!
Like Saturday we might get it.
I feel
Also,
like you guys should open for that day.
I just realized you're still on Roll20, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can officially show you what you're looking at next time then. Because this was the I had thought you guys might get here tonight, so I had planned ahead. Yeah, this is roughly what you are currently dealing with.
Jesus Christ.
And I'll explain the setting and everything going on there next time.
Yeah.
But there does appear to be a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I was going through mental fucking gymnastics trying to figure out the two parties where
yeah. I was like that was a while ago. I'll give that one to him for sure.
With the Abishai.
Oh, yeah.
They were the like quote like the shady dealers, or they looked like shady merchants or something.
They just looked like merchants. They were just from like
They're
strange.
merchants.
They were just like a race that you guys weren't as familiar with.
So that was the part I had backwards.
Mm-hmm. The reason I mainly
I was
had
trying to piece a bunch of different information together, and I was trying to piece it together with information I had previous because the Shard of Voldaris thing, ever since we've learned about that in detail, I've not fucking stopped thinking. Like Winter's been obsessed mentally, personally, about the captain of the guard in Shatterhold having that thing on his weapon that when he touched, he had the flashback to him as a kid. Like,
Oh, that wasn't the
been an
flashback to him
obsession.
as a kid. That was the flashback where he saw the large hand pulling a sword out of the ice with a very similar looking
that it?
crystal in it. Yeah, it was a very similar looking crystal in that sword, except it was like deep black and purple as opposed to like the amber like
Oh,
topaz
fuck.
color in Sturm's spear.
I thought it was. Well, I guess I just don't remember that one then. Because I know when I touched his weapon, Ragnar grabbed me, and it was like he became like frozen to me or something.
Yeah, no,
Because
that
basically
was.
Sturm didn't want me to touch his weapon, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do it.
He basically said, if you're going to touch it, like you're not taking it, or I'm taking your head. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain that was the one where it's a flashback with me and as a kid with like this presumably brother.
Not the one where you touch the weapon. The one where you touch the weapon was definitely the large sword with a dark crystal in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll certainly take your word over mine, but
I think they were both like maybe both while you were talking to Sturm though, or at least both in Shatterhold.
yeah. But yeah, and either way, it's been like a fucking fixation. So that was why I was between the two parties. I was trying to make sure which ones were like the shady fucking people that I had like a calling back to with my memory, you know, intuition wise of like these are shady fucking people that are evil. Don't mess with them. The next time I encounter them is like I think right now, other than hearing about them, I think this is the first time I physically encountered them. If the crab and them weren't in such obvious distress, which would be like, so what's up? What do you want the shards of Voldaris for? Like, he'd just be an idiot about it, but like, it's just like, you know, like, we're strong as fuck. Why would I be worried? It's just three of you. But then two of us are incapacitated, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll wait. And honestly, even then, it was like me as a player interjecting because, like, I still